Allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego politico, my ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego die the politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo, la mo to do. Mayegun la wa mo, la mo to do. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube, lórí ṣe ń lọ ní Mayegun dá wa sí.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live.
Wọ́n ti tún ṣe wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dá ìpolítíkò. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun dá.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Please take your time, read the caption of the broadcast, the description of this broadcast, hear it, like it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today, please read it.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Lórí Facebook. Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Lórí YouTube. Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi has sent another warning, right? And that is, if Nigeria is not going to negotiate with the terrorists, then the kidnappings that you are witnessing right now is tip of the iceberg. Google it. You have an idea of tip of the iceberg. It's like an iceberg is deep in the water, but what you are seeing is just a tip of the head of it. Thank you very much, Cecilia. Today. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is Mayegun Live. The rider for this chart tonight is that of Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi's warning that Nigeria, thinking that they could use force instead of negotiation with the terrorists that are kidnapping and killing Nigerians. Gumi said, the terrorists in Nigeria are easily accessible, which means if Nigerian governments are ready, if they are really ready to end terrorism in Nigeria, they must give the terrorists what they want. And Gumi says he is ready to lead that negotiation. Anything short of that, as all of us are asking the government to protect the people and never negotiate with a terrorist, but it's the other way around. So Gumi says, if that is your solution, then you haven't seen anything yet. In his words.
I was in the military myself, but I don't think there's a military solution. In fact, I think it's humiliating military to think that military should take care of civilian insurgency. What we need is a very good detective work, very good policing, very good social programs. These are it. Leave our military off this issue. Our military, they know fire for fire. It's a question of firepower. And these people don't even have that firepower. They hide behind civilians and do whatever they do. So let us not humiliate and disgrace our military. This is not their job. Our job, this is the job of politicians, this is the job of the police, this is the job of the intelligence, so that we can see how we can come and mobilize ourselves to see how we can circumvent these people. It's very easy. From our estimation and statistics, we don't think there are more than 100,000 people in the bush, in the forest, holding on our jugular vein. We can do it, but not by kinetic means, by ways in which they can feel safe, as we want to be safe too.
He is the chief negotiator, negotiator for terrorists in Nigeria, all right? And he is also their spokesperson too. But somehow, he is untouchable. At a point, Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi, somebody said it's actually gloomy. It's not Gumi. It's not Gumi Mayego, it's gloomy. Anyway, Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi was meeting with terrorists, telling them that he will convey their messages to those in government. And according to him, he said, what the terrorists are looking for is they are looking for the government support for their children to go to school. They want government to build them schools, build them hospitals and houses. That's what Gumi said they told him. And I am like, since this terrorism started and got the state backing under Bukwari in the last 8 years, these guys have made over $100 billion from terrorism alone. I know what I'm talking about too, where it has become an industry. Those who are supposed to discover an act of crime, terrorism, before they even happen, they are now businessmen who are cashing out on the security budget in Nigeria, while the terrorists continue to have a field day. Nigerians are just like games every year. I mean, every day, all year round. So do you want to say that if the terrorists, what they wanted was to have schools built for their children, how come they are destroying all schools in northern Nigeria to the point that more schools have been shut down to prevent attacks, which is also true? And that is why the number of out-of-school children in northern Nigeria and in Nigeria generally has skyrocketed. So if the terrorists are looking for education for their children, apart from burning down schools or threatening to kidnap the school children if you ever see them go to school, what happened to the money that they have made from terrorism in building themselves, schools for their children? I haven't seen them build anything from all of this money that they have been collecting from kidnapping Osama Bin Gumi. So yes, that's why he said they want, you see, using the military, you're just sending your military to their death. According to him, as well, he said, these terrorists don't have anything to really lose. So instead of you going there to go and bump them and all of that, they should send him. And in the absence of all of that, no wahala, continue to send the military after them, and they will continue to kill you and kidnap you. That's the message. In fact, it is a warning. And it's not the first time. No, that's not the first time. In fact, Gumi is more upset that he's giving Nigeria way out of this act of terrorism, and Nigerian criminal politicians are not taking it, according to him. The solution is not you buying weapons. He said it many times. Because the terrorists are so bold that even the Nigeria military, they have to run for their lives when these terrorists show up. So Gumi is offering Nigeria easy way out, and that easy way out is for Nigeria to negotiate with the terrorists. Well, for those ones who first came, they said they needed land. They said the reason why they are kidnapping and killing people was because they do not have land to, sort of rear their cows, and, Nigerians don't want to give them land. Nobody want to give them land, he said. So government for the act of terror in Nigeria to stop, the government must give them land. And for 8 years, Boko Haram tried. The northern part of Nigeria has the over 70% of the entire land mass in Nigeria. The eastern part of Nigeria have the smallest. But guess what? The northern politicians who are buying weapons for these terrorists, telling them where to go to, and telling the military where not to go to. Where the terrorists they are operating, the Nigerian military won't go there, because those who pay the military or those who control the military are the same people who also buy guns for the terrorists. Sure, you get. So they'll tell them where to go to. Now you go to this side today, the military won't come there, okay? And you can go to the left that side tomorrow, the military won't come there. For 8 solid years, Boko Haram couldn't get them land, like I said. And Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi said he was always upset that this is the way out. Give them the land, build schools for them, build hospitals for them, and then you will have peace. How? Even those of you will be Nigerians, they haven't built schools for your children. They have not built hospitals for you and your children. But yes, it's part of the negotiation. But Boko Haram couldn't do it. So, according to Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi, the reason why this insecurity is back is because those in charge of Nigeria are still saying they will pay nothing and they will negotiate nothing Meanwhile, they do pay and they do negotiate. But without Gumi, then maybe they are just negotiating with the wrong people. So the highlight of that message is that try all you can, do all you can. The terrorism will not go anywhere until you give them what they want. And for those of you who are from other part of, the southern part of Nigeria, but there's actually something I was going to say earlier, and I'm going to finish it, okay? So like I said, the northern part of Nigeria controls over 70% of the land mass in Nigeria. And for 8 years under Bukwari, there is no single one of these northern states. Okay, I'm sorry. This the middle belt part of Nigeria is actually the biggest part of Nigeria, but they always love to add them to the northern Nigeria and say the northern part of Nigeria, the southern part of Nigeria. So the middle belters are already saying they are not northern Nigeria, which is true. They are not northern Nigeria. But still, right, the Sharia states, the Sahel states, where the terrorist Fulani criminal politicians sort of hold sway, not a single one of them, out of all the trillions that Bukwari printed and they shared, not a single one of them built any prototype of what the Ruga they are asking the people of southern Nigeria to give their land for, the people of Middle Belt to give their land for, right? We have not seen one single Fulani state in northern Nigeria build a Ruga successfully and resettle these Fulani terrorists, Fulani herdsmen in those Ruga settlements, okay? We haven't seen a single one for 8 years, not a single one. And here we are, Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi, for those 8 years. I promise you that 7 out of those 8 years, Gumi was asking that for peace to reign in Nigeria, people must give their land. Government must build schools for the terrorists. They must build hospitals for their children and all that. For 8 years, he said that. But there is no single one northern state that can show to us that they built successfully schools, hospitals, houses for the Fulani or Fulani herdsmen, ranches, and all of that. Not a single one. But every AK day, every 5 market days, we need for peace to reign in Nigeria. The government must try and do something and build the Ruga to resettle all these Fulani for farmers' others clashes. Farmers' other clashes, ladies and gentlemen. But now only farmers, they die. We know they see the others. We clash with the farmers. So we all know that it is not about the land up north. It is the rest of what is today's called Nigeria that they will love to systematically take away from the real indigenous people. Where people won't want to easily give those lands, they will be killed, massacred, genocide. All of that stuff are all going to be covered by have been covered severally anyway by the establishment. Okay, so not a single northern state has built any successful Ruga. Not a single Sharia North has successfully built a community called the Resettlement for the Fulani herdsmen. Not a single one. But every AK day, like I said, every 5 market days, for peace to reign in Nigeria, we need to accommodate the Fulani herdsmen, for farmers others to stop in Nigeria, for peace to reign in Nigeria, for this and that. Now the terrorists, they give us conditions. Terrorists are those giving us conditions for peace to reign in your land. These are the conditions. If you want peace, if you want to be able to go to your farms, right? Here are the conditions. We'll give you these conditions. Take these conditions. No negotiation, no peace. Do you understand that? So, but people have remained very, very consistent. That is one message that has never been able to sway the people among so many threats that we receive every now and then, right? In fact, it has been encouraging more and more people to agree with us that for us to escape whatever ethnic cleansing planned against most of us in the southern part of Nigeria, like the people of the Middle Belt part of Nigeria that have been fighting these terrorists, religious terrorists from the Sahel, from the Sharia knots, from that their Sokoto Caliphate, where is the origin of the terrorists that are using religion under different disguises, okay, to try to want to either cower us and force us to bend the knee, or they will kill us if we choose not to. The people of Middle Belt of Nigeria have been taking the bullet. They have been bleeding for the rest of the South, but that has never really saved us in the South. It has only reduced, the impact of that terrorism on us, you will say. Okay? So the people of the Middle Belt part of Nigeria have been fighting not to leave their land or cede their land, but they are fighting terrorists who are the armed terrorists. They are also fighting the terrorists who are their sponsors in government. The terrorists in government continue to do everything within their power to make sure that every land conquered or destroyed by the Fulani terrorists or Fulani invaders, right? And the people have been the survivors have been chased away to refugee camps all over the country. They have been doing their best to make sure that those people will never come back to those areas by renaming them. Imagine your government renaming your town, renaming your community after the tragedy, because majority of you have been killed, others have run away, and they will never want to return to that place again. The scenes where terrorism have been taking place in Nigeria, most of them are scenes, like crime scenes that the criminals, the terrorists, in fact, after killing people, they remain there. We have evidence of all of that, especially in Kaduna. You get that? So there is a systemic collaboration with that. And with the terrorists, there are cover-up, there are conspiracies all over around this. But above it all, people's lives have been played, gambled, and every day they continue to take those lives. But yet they still give us conditions for peace. Do you want peace? Or do you want to continue to complain? A lot of people have decided that, you know what? There's nothing like peace with your killers. You don't make peace with your killers if you can no longer sort of fight or defend yourself against your killers, instead of accepting the conditions that says learn how to live with your killers. No, you don't have to learn how to live with your killers. You can actually leave the union that brought your killers, or the union that says your killers could live next to you. You can leave that union if you love your life. And that's why a lot of us have continued to propagate and advocate, enlighten and educate people on why the conversation around the breakup of Nigeria has never been more important than now. Now, if you continue to shy away from it, there will be more evidence to remind you that, okay? And Mayegu, myself, I will always be here to show it to you, okay? So when terrorist says it's either my way or the highway, the best thing is to also set your own rule and put your foot on the ground and say no. Unfortunately, we have weak men from southern part of Nigeria who are more interested in the immediate gain, immediate benefit, immediate gratification that they can get from this, even if their people have to bleed. Bleed, I mean, like bleed to death. As long as they can get their own little gratification or little reward right now, most of it, money, they can look away, or they can play the devil's advocate by telling you that you are only overreacting, you are acting paranoia. Yet you are not, because if it's they say if it looks like a dog, like if it walks like a dog and it quacks like a dog, definitely it's a dog. In a country where they are telling you to learn how to live with your own killers, that is a country where you are only waiting to die. And I don't think that should be something that shouldn't be a destiny anybody should settle down for, right? So, Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi, the only reason why Gumi will say there will be no peace if terrorists are not negotiated with is because Nigeria currently still exists. When Nigeria ceases to exist, Gumi will dare not look into the media and tell you that no matter what you do, because he is right. I swear he's right. The negotiation part of it is it's called negotiation for peace of the graveyard. Here you get now. He is right. If you want any peace in Nigeria, the Fulani terrorists would have to control the narrative. You have to give them what they want every time they ask for it. You have to. Maybe you want peace. Oh yeah, now they need your land. Just small one, small space, small land. Then before you know it, they will say, you know, some of you, your behavior are not like them. Your behavior is haram. The way you are doing your things, how can you know that, they are Fulanis, we are Fulanis, we don't behave like that. And that is why we would rather have our own local government. We don't want to be part of all these people. Because all this money, all this allocation, you are supposed to give us our own. And so it goes start. Fulani Yoruba, Fulani Igbo, Fulani this, Fulani that. That conversation you don't want to have is simply because somehow you are scared. You are scared. It's fear. And we can do away and never hear from people like Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi in anywhere near Yoruba nation. Trust me, a sovereign Yoruba nation will never give room to somebody like this to have the audacity to say the lives of millions of Yorubas depends on agreeing to the conditions of terrorists whose only business and job is to act of terrorism is to kill you. That will never happen. And people like this and many more like him and those rogues in your government will continue to make it more relevant and very important that except Nigeria break up. Trust me. We can all continue to live with or endure people like Osama bin Gumi. Do you understand that? Yes, because of Nigeria. And I hope you won't be a victim before you even understand this. Here is what Koolu had to say when he met with state governors. So they said Koolu called the state governors for Ramadan. Ramadan Karim, by the way, to all of you who are fasting. I don't know how to say that in English, but they will say Ramadan Karim. Emiyashika, well, even though to some of you, Ramadan don't meet Ramadan don't meet fasting for ground already. Before Ramadan came, people don't do the one we say na shege Ramadan, but Emiyashikai. So Thiefnubu called state governors to tell them that, oh, listen, guys, politics is over. I need your help to build Nigeria. Mr. Strategist, they now need the help of, okay, well, we all need help anyway, but you should know it is not any help from anywhere. Thiefnubu possibly does not know that he is your presidiot. And most of the time, they need to remind him. And every time they remind him, seems to be the one for him. And that is why when Thiefnubu speaks, he speaks to the future. Pretty much like, you know what? We will... Oh, I want all of you to remember, that our people are hungry. And I need your help to know that as your president, I want you to please, I need you to help the people. Because I heard that people are so hungry. So we must make sure that people are not hungry. We must make sure that it's like somebody who is like just aware. Snatch it, grab it, run with it. That has something in it, okay? So I'm going to play that there for you. But there is a warning I have to give. When you listen to Thiefnubu, you know they make any sense. So they talk like person we mad new. And I have to say this to you. It's incoherent and it could go from left to back instead of right and all of that stuff. So please do not raise your hope or expectation thinking he has something to say. The entire room is filled with hypocrites, eye service, all these praise singers, court jesters, and all the clappers. I just want it to be on record All right. So if you don't mind, let's go to that place when he met with them. And they are there asking Allah, look into this month of Ramadan. This month of Ramadan, all the problem of Nigeria, we have to put it in front of Allah in this month of Ramadan. I won't weary.
Your Excellency, it is a very great honor for me to have you here to share the breaking of the fast with us. I thank you very much for responding positively to the call. And what I just need to see and push for is the promotion of the message of this month of Ramadan. And coincidentally, to the Christian community of faith, we are in Lenten season. The overlapping period is very valuable to all of us. I wish to utilize it to pray more for our country and be good to one another and our neighbors. I didn't see Governor eating at all. Ebony, did you eat? So, I was looking at you from there. I didn't see the movement of your hand. To all of us, I just need to say again, since we recognize the need to build the nation together, the politics aspect of it is over. The time for governance is now. And we are brothers and sisters of each other. We have no choice. We are of the same family, parents, and living in the same house, but sleeping in different rooms. We have no choice but commingle, correlate, and spread love among each other. That will be my sermon. Apology to Imam. I'm glad that the headwind pushing us back is almost over. The tunnel is not as dark as when we started. It's getting clearer. And it's going to be brighter and brighter. In the name of Allah. So, the capacity to work with each other, to communicate and share joy is what I will continue to preach about. Thank you for having the food. The limitation of the economy will not prevent us from sharing whatever little we have. May God continue to bless you and bless the country.
Nuisance leleyi. nuisance lele.
Be like a dead man walking. That is the man that people in their 20s and 30s, 40s believe that is bringing them hope. Marshall. But could you make any sense out of all he said? I heard we are the same family. So the governor said we are the same family, living in the same house, but sleeping in different rooms. So they went there to break fast with him. So, and he wanted to be sure everybody is eating, the governors. So he called on the Ebonyi governor and said, Ebonyi, I did not see your hand move. Are you eating? Okay. So everybody must remember that in the name of Allah, in this month of Ramadan, we should pray to God for Nigeria, for our country, in the name of Allah. And he thanked them for eating. He said, thank God that we can share the little. So the little we have, we share. Thank you very much for eating. He's grateful for them coming to breakfast with him. And he told them that politics is over, that it is time for all of them to work together as brothers, as family. Public servants, we are family. Come, we are all family. You are not family. God damn it, man. You are not family. This is not a family matter. Yeah, good afternoon. How is the family? Baba, families are dying that cannot feed their family, their children. Una dey there. They discuss family matter. It's a family matter. How is the family? I said, we don't let us disagree. Don't let us disagree, okay? We cannot be disagreeing. Our people want us to be together so that they don't hear us fighting. Yes, they go in there and laugh and come out and they tell you they are working on how to make your life better. And of course, I know some of you don't really believe them. A lot of you don't believe them. But yeah, there are those who believe them. But here is what Wiki had to say too concerning, normally they have something called the presidential media chart in Nigeria. Obasanjo was doing that. So the president will come out every month, okay? And the media, they will be asking him questions about what he's done, what his government has been doing in the last 1 month. So you can criticize him when he lies. You can easily tell. And all that stuff, that used to be a thing in Nigeria until APC, Egbekegbe, came. So Obasanjo was doing that. Yaradua did it. Yeah, Jonathan did it. But when it got to the lifeless may God, the money coin, Bokwari, and so it became a problem because the moment Bokwari went to London, all right, and because he was unwell, so he went to London. There's something happened that he died in London. The news traveled all over the world. Oh, he's dead, he's dead. No, he didn't die, he's dead, he didn't die. Since then, we have been asking Bokwari, okay, to come out for, like, since then, Shai, can't be like say, na different Buhari after that London trip. The new Buhari became shy. The old one used to be very always in the media. He's there to grant inter. He's not shy. He wasn't shy. But after 2017, after 2017, the new Buhari became shy. They grant interview anymore. People know they see him anymore. He became a deity that people just go and pay sacrifice to inside the asshole rock. So that from then, presidential media charts, and just like many other things, they went straight into the history book of Nigeria. So Koolu will never grant any interview that is not doctored. and sort of dictated, over-edited before they share them. To it will never, you can't ask him question. You can't see him anywhere and say you want to ask him question. Thiefnubu, wala madin. Okay, if you ask that person where you just listen to that, if you ask him any question about anything, that's Thiefnubu, anything. Let's be honest. What can you ask him? But yeah, Nigerians forget that, and since then it has been like a downward spiral. But with a wicked grabbed mic yesterday, he was talking to the media and he was talking about Thiefnubu and all that. There is a copy. Okay, let's listen to it together. What do you call it? With a wicked, he's talking about him being, he's a PDP guy. You see, this is why sometimes Nigeria is Nigeria is actually a ridiculously funny place. Very ridiculous. With a wicked is was a PDP governor. The second richest state in Nigeria. He was the governor of it. And he wanted to be president. But somehow, they play him, then show him politics. And this guy had invested so much money. He was single-handedly bailing out Sokoto State under Tambuwal, his friend. Tambuwal, his friend, was in bed with the Brotherhood, the Arewa Brotherhood, where the wicked was expecting his friend Tambuwal to pave way and possibly help make him the presidential candidate of PDP. Long story short, where the wicked did not recover from the shock of the kind of politics they play with him, so he decided to play the spoiler. He took 4 other governors with himself, many members of the National Assembly, and they pledged, they bend their knees for APC. And Wirewike got rewarded after that. Wirewike went as far as killing the INEC officials in Rivers State just to ensure that the rigging Thiefnubu is a joke of the century. Okay? And so many others. But Atiku was stopped from even campaigning in Rivers State of Wirewike. But 5 state governors from your party did not support your presidential. In fact, not only that they did not support your presidential candidate, they openly endorsed the candidate of another party, APC. But when you see the SPV boys, the articulators, articulated morons, articulated mugus, articulated mumus, articulated 419RC, they will tell you passionately how Peter Obi leaving PDP is the reason why Thiefnubu is president today. If Peter Obi had waited, the person will not get structure. Abi, don't forget, Peter Obi no get structure. No get anything before the elections. The SPV boys, the cash and carry cash TV, some of them, right? You know them. They are not mad with Wirewike. They are not mad with all their PDP governors. They are openly supported and work for Thiefnubu. Or if you see them, if them and the obedient start their fight like this, hey, Baba. And so I go come, they wait and they watch them and say, wait, who are you? Say, we are Atiku boy. Atiku. We are, if to say Peter Obi, decide, if to say Obi is not greedy, if to say Obi is not, if to say Obi, Wirewike is still a PDP member. He's a minister of Thiefnubu today. And you're like, what happened to all of your structure and all of that? How many of you are bold enough to even talk about all these rogues like Wirewike? Because there's no difference between APC and PDP. Now, they think, say, APC is different from PDP, PDP is different from APC, and some of you still believe that today. Simply because you can say the corrupt PDP was better than the corrupt and jihadist APC. No be so easy. But it's like, loving your oppressors differently. Let's say PDP better, Nabi. Nobody say they no be oppressor, Abi, but they are better. You love your oppressors differently. So this way the Wike is still there, and he told everybody, he said, listen, I'm still a PDP guy. That I am with with Thiefnubu. That does not mean that I'm not a PDP guy. And trust me, Baba, you need to meet the articulated morons, the SPV boys. They will explain it to you. Why were a Wike? Hey, that one too. Anyway, here is where a Wike saying, Thiefnubu, his loyalty is to Thiefnubu. And Fubara should count himself lucky because he's the beneficiary of Thiefnubu's intervention. If not, Fubara will be gone by now. Watch. State of the nation.
Oh, I'm aware. They went to because they are loyal to me. Fine. But this one not loyal to me. When some people want to talk to me, beg your lawmakers now to do this. I said, do you want them to obey me? They say yes. Fine. What of the other person? He should not obey me. He should assert his own right. He should assert independence.
I thought Mr. President has sorted it out.
But the lawmakers cannot assert independence. We blow hot and cold. And that's why I say people are, look, anybody who supports an ingrate is a natural and ungrateful person.
People feel that agreement is lopsided by not telling the lawmakers to return back to the PDP. Because every other thing was upturned.
How can President determine, tell me I should go back to a party? Or how can you, where has that happened?
People that resigned, they were brought back. People that,
For whose own interest? Do you know what they said? Withdraw impeachment. Do you know what that is? Who benefited from it all? Tell me the truth. Whose office was under threat? When you say these people have gone to another party, it's a matter of court interpretation. If you say I've left the party, it does not lie on you to say I've left the party, so you leave the seat. You need to challenge it in court. The speaker has to hit the gavel. It's not when you have interest, you don't want to look at the whole thing. As far as I'm concerned, the lawmakers have respected Mr. President. When that agreement was reached, it didn't take them 24 hours. They will do the impeachment notice. What is the point that you brought commissioners? Are they working?
Okay. Let me ask you.
I didn't know you were going into this kind of. Have you heard me? I'm busy.
Let me ask you a less
I'm busy with the metro line, how to achieve metro line. I'm busy with other projects. I'm very busy. I don't even talk about the.
Honorable Minister,
let me ask time for politics.
Let me ask you a less complicated question. Let me ask you a less complicated question.
Yes.
Which party?
I didn't tell you that it's complicated.
Okay. Which party do you belong to?
I'm a member of People's Democratic Party. Have you ever seen me change any day? You see, I don't know why this.
And you are not interested in the elections in Edo, whether your party wins or not. The wicked that Nigerians know will always throw his heart.
The one I did before, the one I supported before, what happened? The one I supported before, now what happened? So what happened?
But
I have decided to.
Where is seeking your
I have
support
decided
now?
to take a break
From politics?
No,
Supporting.
it's not. Look, as you see me here now,
They are focused on the
everybody carry a
cross.
I'm just as I'm telling
You
you.
don't have the back to carry people.
You see, when people say this, I was in PDP, I didn't hide it. I came out. I said, I'm not going to support your presidential candidate. Is it that I spoke in a way people did not understand? Is it that I acted in a way people did not understand? Even the deaf heard me, the deaf. You can hear when the deaf can hear you. What I said, the deaf heard. But if this is not done, I won't do this.
And the party is still planning to discipline you for
discipline me for who?
Damago said so.
Who? That I did what?
That it
Who
was
violated?
who
Violated the party's constitution? Who violated? Who should be disciplined? I am an advocate of the implementation of the constitution, and you breach it, and you want to discipline me. In the first place, can you not even say, in the first place, you should have thanked us, thanked Rivers. Did you understand me? Okay. Assuming we lost the governorship, would I be talking about Rivers State being a PDP state? Assuming we lost. Forget about these people who are gallivanting today, moving around, say that they can now serve master and serve boy. Now they are serving boy on the road now.
All right, Honorable Minister.
So leave all those things. And like I told you, now it's time for governance. Now it's time to do your own assignment. President are giving me an assignment. I'm busy to carry my own assignment. When the time for politics comes, then we'll know who is where, who is not where. Money is not everything. I was the Minister of State when I went to run for a governorship. Yes, I was. Did you not win?
But one would like to ask you
before
you go. Just one question before you go. You straddled two places now, being governor 8 years in your state. Now you are FCT minister. Which one has been more daunting, for instance?
I don't know how to. Here's Nigeria. I don't have the kind of executive power as I used to have when I was governor. Most of the things I do here, I must seek the approval of Mr. President. The luck I have is that every time I seek for his approval, he has always given. And that has made my work easier. But I can tell you, it's not easy. You know, Abuja, you have all kinds of people, they high and mighty. Former presidents are here. Former army generals are here. Generals are here. Field marshals are here. Everybody is here.
Anyway, I wanted you to hear that part, okay? So, meanwhile, just about 2 years back, this was really wicked.
To make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. EFCC will come, he said, no, let me join them, so EFCC will not be against you. You carry the vote of another party and you join another party. Can you transfer vote? You work hard for somebody to win the election. Tomorrow the person says, no, I have defected. If you are defecting, leave the seat. If you know it is easy.
And that's why we call him Werewike. His counterpart, which is fraudster Sotobo Keyamo, was also doing Ola of Paris for Boeing in France. I don't know if you have seen this.
This is the factory of the manufacturing giants, aircraft manufacturing giants Airbus in Toulouse, France. You can't see anything bigger than this. Now look at, this is the aircraft for Nigeria. This is the jack of all trades for Nigeria, the A220 family, right? We have also this, okay? The A220, but this one is the Nigerian aircraft, what you see all the time in Nigeria. Now look at this. This is the mind-blowing one. This is the A350, okay? If you get into this aircraft, you will see heaven on earth in this aircraft, right? Come on, let me show them. And now this is the big one here, this one. This is the A380. This is the proper Star Airbus. This is the A380. Look at it. Double decker. This is the double decker. Look at it. You see? It can't get bigger than this. It can't get bigger than this. Come on. Now this is the A330. This is the A330. Look at it. The A330. Look at it. Right? Awesome. Look at it. The A330. And here. Come on, let me show you. Now this is the A320 family. So these are the models. These are the models of the Airbus. And you can't get bigger than this. Awesome. Awesome aircraft. And we're trying to get some of this into the country with our private airline operators. We want to make the conditions conducive enough for the aircraft leasing companies to have faith in us to bring these aircrafts into Nigeria. But this is the major factory of Airbus in Toulouse.
Yeah. Okay, so so now we have to coordinate. So we are calling the tower to get the permission for flying, because we have also they were a little bit earlier, and there was some traffic at the airport. So they will call and start the measurement, and we can still talk during the measurement. So here we have the live telemetry. Very important here is the RTK fix. So this guarantee.
This is the name of the product.
Fraudsters Otobokeyamo want to buy planes for private, private companies. Nobody saying one buy, nobody say Nigeria one. I mean, his own is like a clown coming from a clowning country called Nigeria. So he needed to make that video so that I can tell everybody in Nigeria that as a minister, I got to the office of is that called Airbus? Airbus. I saw the planes, all the family of all of the Airbuses. Airbus A320, Airbus 310, Airbus this. I saw them. And they promised that they are going to be going to bring their big company to Nigeria, and they will be making the planes in Nigeria. Very soon you go hear them. But Otobokeyamo is telling all the private companies in Nigeria or private airline in Nigeria that they go give me discount. If any of you order now, this will go give me discount. Look at all the family. This is Nigeria. We're plane. Did you see where he was beat, like pounding the body like that? Like this is Olori Buruku. So that they go say, Baba, you don't spoil them. Nigeria go buy them because Nigeria go pay. Did you not see where to for plane the big go bam 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 bam? I'll show you again.
This is the factory of the manufacturing giants, aircraft manufacturing giants, Airbus, in Toulouse, France. You can't see anything bigger than this. Now look at, this is the aircraft for Nigeria. This is the jack of all trades for Nigeria, the A220 family, right? We have also this, okay, the A220, but this one is the Nigerian aircraft, what you see all the time in Nigeria.
I saw him doing that. He go break up, you break up, you buy him. Like display, they are not the ones that they are flying. Go. If not. And then he wanted to buy a drone. We're waiting for that one. She not drone for firefighters. Near been a drone to take picture of the sky. Clowns. It is Nigeria, and that is why I love this woman. I will react like this if my salary is not paid, and these rogues they still have convoy. Ole thief.
Tinubu is here now. I'm getting a hunger. 7 years no salary. Tinubu, where are you? The country is falling. 7 years no salary. I want to kill you. Thief. Yes. Yaya Bello Abdaba. Yaya Bello Tifo. Yaya Bello Abdaba. I've not been placed 7 years. I'm not carrying myself anymore. Useless people. Who now don't come from Kogi with Ramadan. 7 years of no salary. 7 years have not been paid. Yaya Bello Abdaba. Yaya Bello Tifo. Tinubu.
I'm robber, oh, yeah, Bello, I'm robber, oh, I'm robber. She's not going to get her money, or she may get some of the money if somebody just feels like, go and bring that woman that we saw a video on Mayegun's Diary Politico. Go and bring her. How much is her salary for 7 years that she's shouting like that? How much? Now, 7 million, sir. Because of 7 million, she's shouting like that. Go and bring her here and say, okay, governor will do something about it. Madam, I pray you get your money. Oh, I actually really pray that you do get your money. Now, I'm going to use this medium just to quickly reach out. Okay, you know something? There is a clip, an interview, or should we say an investigation, okay, where the supposed illegal oil refineries in Niger Delta, they call them illegal, by the way, you know, there are local refineries there where people have devised some of their own local technology on how to process crude oil, refine it into fine products like end products like petroleum, diesel, and even kerosene. So this report from the Arise News, the credit for this video goes to them, by the way. It's an incredible job. But there's another part of it I want you to please pay attention to, because this is Nigeria. Pay attention to this, okay? Let's watch it.
Hold on.
My cameraman fell, but quickly got up to continue his recording. It was just a demonstration of how fire is lit at an illegal refinery site. On this day, the men were not on duty, but few are willing to tell their story.
I'm a graduate of law. I went to the youth service in North, and I came back. There's nothing here. We've been suffering. I got married. There's no money anywhere. So when I see that my friends and my brothers are trying to make money, I had to join them because there's no money anywhere.
I am a graduate of engineering. I graduated 1998. I served my youth service at Tako, Taraba State. When I come back, I was suffering. I was a deckhand, from the deckhand to taxi driver. You see the first men stopping us, taking money from us. That made me to be very hungry. And later I was hearing, I see people are making money where I come from. Outside people are making money where I come from. I decided there and I come in to my creek and I started doing this business.
You guys contribute largely to crude oil theft, and then the nation is losing so much of its wealth.
For me, I am not thief. What about those that are using vessels, mother vessels from the ocean, loading? I am just taking a little jerrycans. This is jerrycan. For whatever I am seeing there, those are saying this. They are using biro to thief. They are the people even contributing from those bunkering. This is not bunkering. We are supplying kerosene to the filling station. No filling station, no place they have kerosene. And the government does not matter. Because the poor people, this is my own property. What about the North? They are doing their gold, doing this. What will they call those people? Okay, those people are not thief. Because when the poor man do, they say thief. But when the rich man do, they call embezzlement. I am not thief. I am a businessman.
The conversation continued as we walked down the narrow footpath of the illegal refinery camp. What if the federal government, makes an attempt to employ you? Would you quit this job?
What kind of job did they want to employ me for first? This thing I'm doing is okay for me. It's okay to my people. The people that are giving job now, most of them now, till today, they've not paid them. Our fathers are dead, they don't pay them. Pensioners are dead, they've not paid them. university lecturers. They are on strike. They want to give me a job. What kind of, is it the job you give me, then you will not pay me?
The lecturers are looking for peanuts to settle there. They will not. Because their children are outside the country. They don't value the poor people.
Okay, when the product gets to this point,
the business of refining oil the local way is a dangerous venture. Are you concerned that this work you're doing could consume your life?
I know that, but I don't have any choice. This is where I make my family smile. This is where I pay school fees, the little school fees I can pay. This is where I feed my mom, my dad, everybody from. So if I have to stop it, where will I go to? Though it's very risky. We've lost so many of our friends, brothers and all that, but today we are still here. Not that what we are doing is good for us, it's not good, but we are doing it because we have to make ends meet.
You will see sometime it will catch fire. The next, we will still hustle and come back because I will not go and steal.
So it is one day at a time?
It is one day at a time. Any day we wake up and we succeeded, we say, God, thank you. Anyone that does not lose his life. You see, most of the graduates are taxi drivers. No job. The government has failed us. They have failed us. We don't care whether we die. Like me, I don't care. Because that is where I survive with my family.
Until the government make a genuine provision for we, the Niger Delta people, then we'll quit. You cannot quit and go home and sleep hungry. We'll not go and steal. We'll not go and carry gun to rob. This is the only way.
If we are coming here, it's very risky. But somebody will always come here because we don't want the kerosene to come into the site. So somebody will always come and lock here.
They demonstrate further how crude oil goes through the heating processes and escape into the designated tanks.
The Nigeria government should value we, the Niger Delta youths that are involved in this refinery. We have talent. They don't know that Niger Delta boys have talent. We produce kerosene, diesel, fuel, even gas. If you give us the opportunity, we will do more. The whole of Nigeria, you cannot see kerosene to buy. We, the Niger Delta boys, are the one producing kerosene and supplying the filling station. Then they say they want to stop bunkering. How? Are they giving us job? There is no job in this Nigeria. Niger Delta, we are suffering. Since we are suffering, this oil is our own. The only solution to this problem, you have to legalize this bunkering for us. Let us pay tax. Allow us to take the oil and pay tax to the federal government.
It is quite revealing at the camp. The men reject the ignoble cognomen of crude oil thieves, but instead seek a space to operate in Nigeria's petroleum industry. At the expense and risk of life and limb, this has become a way of life for many youths of the oil-producing states of the Niger Delta region of Nigeria.
That is what I wanted you to see. The graduates who now resorted into self-help to survive in Nigeria. Graduates who are willing to take risks that could take their lives just like that. They do not care. But I may be curious. I don't know, like I have seen people who have taken risks simply because they want to feed their families, because they want to take care of their family. They have put their lives on the line for almost a peanut. But Nigerians that can go and take any sort of risk just to escape poverty are the same Nigerians who are afraid to die because the criminal politicians that are destroying the country, destroying their lives, will kill them. So they are afraid. I mean, I don't understand. Because I know this. If you see what men do daily, the risk they put their life. I'm not even talking about illegal things. Now I'm talking about those things that are actually legal. Just to hand something so that I can go and take care of my family. I do not want my family to suffer. Whatever it's going to be like. You need to see the type of risk, job, they call it, the Nigerians or men actually faces. But the same men who will tell you that I know I would die, I know I could die anytime, I know the risk. The same men will tell you, I don't want to die. Because you see, if the same determination you always have, because of the motivating spirit that says you need to do something in order for your family to have this or have that, and you are ready to risk it, just to make sure you feed your family. Do you know if you have that same spirit of going after these criminals from every part of Nigeria, right from the councillors to local government to all of this? If you have the same courage to confront them, face your fear and tell them, you kill us today or we kill you, or you do something, because we are going to die anyway. I mean, everything you are doing is to kill us anyway. We are not safe because of your greed, because of your corruption, because of all of this. We are not safe. So before they kill us, we will kill you first too, because you have to do something. Like, I mean, you could have such spirit, can't you? Some people that are doing conga. No people they get conga, take that such risk and enter ground in all of that. And God knows how many conga you have to dig to keep your family away from hunger. Imagine if you are a well digger. Do you know how many conga you have to dig? Just sort of that sometimes where I was like, and these guys they seemed very smart too. Okay, that's why I believe that they are graduates. They said, Nigeria is, the corruption in Nigeria has made your refineries to turn to every year promise. It's coming next year. It's coming by December. When December comes, they'll tell you, it's June 2025. When June comes, they'll tell you, no, it's June 2026. But they are working to make sure that it starts working by June 2025. And that's it. Well, there are smart guys who said, it is our oil. We are suffering, which is true. This is how we feed our own family. But if they allow us to take the oil, take the account of how much of this crude oil we are taking, we will refine crude oil for Nigeria. All these trillions you are spending on your refineries and all that, of course, do them. But you see all these artisanal refiners, they can be very, very helpful. The technology they are using, this could be the technology that could actually save Nigeria trillions for those who really care, but they don't, right? So they resorted into stealing it. So Nigeria is losing. They are not buying the crude. They are not paying taxes or anything. I don't want to blame them. I'm just saying. But they are smart enough to say, instead of come and attack us or to arrest us and all of that, if Zamfara gold is for Zamfara people, well, what is wrong with Bayelsa oil belonging to Bayelsa people? They even offer to pay tax. You get what I'm trying to say there, right? Which means they said, in Nigeria today, if you are buying kerosene, there's possibility that you are buying the refined kerosene, refined crude oil from the Niger Delta and not imported kerosene. It would have been refined by those boys. Unfortunate. So this guy had this to say about Thiefnubu for those who probably are yet to grasp it. He is an Atiku spokesperson ahead. No bulaba, but also guys.
Has created instability and all
so,
of that.
In the statement released by your office, in the words of the former vice president, it does look like someone who has a very sure solutions to the problem. And when he mentioned Argentina, there are those who say, God forbid, Atiku Abubakar's suggestions of Argentina and how the president approached things, God forbid it happened in Nigeria, that was a very wrong example to make.
Listen.
Was that a goof by your principal?
Listen, Sheung, God forbid. The scenario we have playing out in Nigeria may be far worse than that of Argentina.
But why did your principal say the Tinubu government should use the Argentina approach when the Argentina approach looked like a bad idea?
Listen, before December, the new president of Argentina, came on board. I mean, the indices were terrible. But look at what has he done? What he has done is, what is important. He has cut, all of the wastages, in government. He's flying, a business class. He's not using the state, assets to advance his, his personal interest. Using the aircraft, for his sons to go party.
Is Tinubu government doing otherwise?
Sorry?
Is Tinubu government doing otherwise?
Tinubu government is doing worse than that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Example of that?
Example of that is what happened in Dubai, when it took people who didn't have any business. They just went there to have a photo, Photoshop for the Instagram.
Is it Dubai or Doha?
Both in Dubai first, at the COP, before Doha. In Doha, it was worse. His children who didn't have any business being, on that delegation.
Could it be that they don't have any business?
What business do they have?
Is it possible that the president has assigned them some roles?
I don't understand about that.
No, I'm just imagining.
Are those roles constitutional? Are they elected officials? Are they appointed officials? What are we talking about? You see, what we have now is nepotism and bigotry pro max. That's what we thought we've seen the worst of that in the era of Buhari. But I'm sorry to say that it's never been this bad. People are appointed, your friends, their wives, their daughters, their sons, their son-in-law. Bisi Akonde. What are we talking about? Are there no competent Nigerians from different parts of the country?
Does that mean that those people too are not competent? Are they not Nigerians?
They are competent, but the point I'm trying to make is that you need to run an inclusive governance. You see, inclusiveness.
We need to be part of that government. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, we are not part of it and, all that stuff. Anyway, he was talking about the impunity of Thiefnubu and all that. So, my time is running and I'm planning to actually take calls tonight. But let us go, I don't know, should we say sympathize with the people of Ibadan for the passing of the Olubadan of Ibadan? I am trying to find the right word. But Obawaja, the Olubadan of Ibadan, died yesterday, and according to them, he has been, I believe now, he has been buried according to the Islamic rite. He was a Muslim. I'll show you what I found. It all started from when they told everybody at Ojaba yesterday that Olubadan Diwajao at the age of 81. Here. And that was the Olubadan, the is that called Paramount ruler? Because it's so different in Ibadan, like the way they do their royal stool. All right, it's not like the other Yoruba land. And Ibadan historically, didn't really have a king. Okay, so Ibadan happened to be where the Alaafin's warriors, where the Alaafin's army, that's where they used to be to stay. And that's where the Are Ona Kakanfo of Yoruba land, Alaafin's or Are Ona Kakanfo also used to live. So it was a place where whenever Alaafin of Oyo at the time is going to war, and we need to sort of mobilize or sort of give the marching order to his own general, what do we call Are Ona Kakanfo in Yoruba again? No? Generalismo, something like that. Is the overall captain, commander, general, overseer, all of that, right? But historically, Ibadan has no king. But yeah, the history got written later when, you know, the same houses that now sort of chooses who leads them, and they call that Olubadan. So it's not like, you know, it's not like the traditional way of, you know, princes succeeding their fathers, right? Like you have the crowned prince, because we do have crowned princes in Yoruba land. It's our homes that the royal crown is hereditary. You get that now? So if my papa be king, I'm likely going to be king, or my own son will likely be a king. Sure, you get that kind of thing that they have to, but it's different. In Ibadan, they are chiefs. You see the man that died now as Olubadan, he was chief. So the Olubadan that died the last time. So it's those houses that we have to nominate Mogaji. It's called Mogaji Itile. Mogaji means pretty much like the head of the family. So who is going to be the next 4 or 5 Olubadans? Everybody knows them. Here you get now. So this one that died, he knows who is next to him, who is going to be the next Olubadan. And the one after that, and the one after that. And he's quite an old man, 81 years, outside the house, or outside the palace, we will say. I need to tell you this, okay, in case if you are not Yoruba, okay, you see that drum is our traditional talking drum, okay? When we say talking drum, you need to listen to what the drum says, and people repeating what it says is, you know, sort of giving the pledge, sort of a praise and all that for everyone who is there to mourn the past or the dead king. Let's go over it again. Thank you so much. I have people in the comments, especially on YouTube, who are doing their best to help us set the record straight. So they have just said that Bashorun is the head of Alaafin's army, as well as some are mentioning others. But Are Ona Kakanfo is called the Generalismo. So whenever there is going to be any war, and most Are Ona Kakanfo is actually that of the Alaafin. Okay. So Are Ona Kakanfo, they said Are Ona Kakanfo cannot live in the same town with the king. He is pretty much so powerful that back in the days, okay, so he had to have his own special place to stay. So if you are referring to the Oyomesi are the Council of Chiefs in Oyo. Those are like the decision makers, those who advise the king. And that's where you will see the Bashorun. That's where you will see Ashipa. That's where you will see the other chiefs who sit in council with Alaafin. Are Ona Kakanfo does not sit in council with Alaafin. He is only called upon to get the army ready. And on the order of Alaafin, they march. That is the history. But again, we all learn every day. So thanks for the effort as well, because a lot of people are watching. And indeed, I advise you read more, okay? And thank you very much. So it might be Ladoja. They said it is likely going to be the former governor for your state. I'm so sorry I did not read that far on it, okay? I just want to make sure that I mentioned it, right? I didn't read far. I know that Ladoja is also, but I believe Ladoja is like a Keta, or, is pretty much like there's somebody before him. He used to be the Ekeri Olubadon. That is Ladoja. But I'm not too sure because I know, I have witnessed 3 Olubadon died in the last 5 years or 6 years. This one that died is actually just 2 years as Olubadon. Before him and before that one, in the last 6 years or so alone, 3 Olubadon have died. So if Ladoja is now next, I will figure it out. Anyway, thank you. Here is the body of Olubadon leaving the UCH Ibadan. This was after he was pronounced dead and everybody was getting ready. I was to be prepared for burial. Olubadon's body leaving UCH earlier today. The Olubadon. He was a senator himself, Senator Lekan Balogun Olubadon of Ibadan, the late Olubadon now. And this is the last image of his body before the burial, just for your glimpse. So, in Yoruba land, we don't really say the king is dead. All right. So you only say the king has gone to meet his ancestors. The king has tried. I want to look for the right English word. It's like saying, instead of saying he's dead, you will say the king has Baikuda, or the king has Waja, which means they will battle, which is the physical, the battle of this world, which is that physical part. He has concluded his own work. He has concluded his own assignment here, where he's now going to be an ancestor. So he has now sort of a switch to the other side. He did not die. Obaki Waja, Obaki Ku, Obaman Wajani. So yeah, we say that Olubadan has Waja. And I have also just been told that Ladoja will be Otun now, which means the former governor for your state, Rashidi Ladoja, is going to be the next Olubadan after this. Sorry, don't put it that way. There is going to be another person who is going to be the new Olubadan in the next few days. They will announce him, okay? And once that one becomes Olubadan, Rashidi Ladoja will now become Otun. Otun means if the next person that will be the Olubadan dies before Ladoja die, so Ladoja will take over after him. But if Ladoja dies before the next Olubadan dies, so it's just probably going to, that's the one, is that one I'm not too sure. Would they just go straight to Ladoja's family and say Ladoja's family should give them somebody? Or another person will just move to Ladoja's place as Otun, and Ladoja's family will nominate somebody that will now go and start from number 12 or something, Abi? Because Ladoja has been from number 9. So number 9 or number something, right? Before he got to number 4, number 3, now he's number 2. So the person who became number 1 will become Olubadan. When that one dies, Ladoja will shift. So Ladoja will be the Olubadan. Another person will now take over Ladoja, like that, Sha. It's quite interesting, isn't it? That is tradition, our tradition, that the criminal politicians in Nigeria continue to desecrate. They continue to destroy. And yes, they are leaving the carcass for, the generations that are going to meet all of this. They will be the ones figuring it out. Like, did we not hear that Yorubas used to be so and so? Well, no thanks to the criminal politicians of a certain era or generation. They mocked it, they destroyed it by politicizing it. And here we are. Nothing is left of it. But we do have a very great culture that they would not be able to erase just easily without a fight. No, it's not going to go down without a fight. Promise. So here, I am thinking that one circle. Where's this again? Okay, now don't worry. There is okay, let's see. I'll leave it at that, and I will take calls. I'm so sorry that sometimes I can be very indecisive. Okay, the thing is that I have something that actually pops up that I could just let go, but I'm like, no, I will leave the time. Now, you who has been with me all this night, now what you need to do now is you can like this broadcast, still share it, okay? Because I'm going to take a break. Now, when I get back, yeah, we can have our chat as usual. I will take calls. For those asking what's the number is on your screen. Just look at your screen right now. There is a number at the end of that text that is scrolling in. I mean, to the left on your screen, right? That is the studio number. It is direct calls. You can call it directly, or you can call through the WhatsApp. So I will be back. Don't go anywhere. Thank you. So I am back early enough, and I do have a caller on the line. Yes, the line is open now. You can be part of this too.
Baba?
Hello there. Baba?
Hi, good Baba.
How are you today?
Yeah, I do. Good evening to you from this side of town.
Too. Should I call you? Should I call you Chugs, or I should just call you Mekus? Which one will you like me to?
I don't like Chooks really because it reminds me of something evil that happened to me while I was in Nigeria. So,
So I don't want to remind you of that. So I should just stay with
no,
Mekus.
that one did. Or you can call me the
How
full
are you
one.
this evening or this afternoon? You know, whatever time it
Very
is.
good. Very good.
Grand.
Yeah, it's evening. It's evening.
Please. Thank you so much for joining
Very
me.
good.
So please, you are my first caller, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm very happy. Honestly, last week Saturday, or was it 2 weeks back? It took like 200 attempts. You didn't pick, so I'm happy. I'm the first person.
I can only imagine. I'm glad you are through today.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's have it.
Yeah, Mayegu, it's unfortunate, really, when you think about it, that a terrorist or terrorist sympathizer or terrorist negotiator like Sheikh Bin Gumi is still walking free in Nigeria and nothing is happening.
I swear, Baba.
Honestly, I do not understand that.
Do you know that they deported him from Saudi Arabia and they banned him from entering Saudi Arabia for life? Do you know that?
Look at that.
Saudi Arabia is
Look at that
country. Saudi Arabia is the origin. I mean, it's actually the headquarters of Islam. What have you, Omo? They deported this guy and they banned him from coming to their country because of his views. They believe his views are extreme. People like that cannot exist in their place. He was a teacher there. Like, they gave him everything there. But they deported him. He's the one advising them in Nigeria, the terrorist capital.
And yet he walks freely and nobody is like, the thing is, it's normal, you know. He was there during Buhari's time talking his nonsense. Nobody caught him, nobody held him, nothing, you know. And then people are now here now looking to be able to see the way from Nigeria. They now become terrorists. I mean, just like you said the other time, if they explain Nigeria to you once and you understand it, they probably didn't explain it properly. Because it beats imagination. Anytime I think of or listen to things that happen in Nigeria, I'm like, oh my God. Are human beings really living in this place? It's honestly, it is really, 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 really sad. It's also unfortunate that, we have Koolu there that obviously doesn't know what he's doing.
But inflation is not 31.7%.
My brother, the one way they weak me is Koolu had the infantry to go to, was it UAE, I've been Saudi, and say, come and invest in Nigeria.
He did, though. He went to UAE, he went to Doha in Qatar.
How can? Because if I'm not wrong, I think Nigeria, Malaysia, UAE, all these other guys were on the same level some years back. Okay? And we all have the same crude oil. Yet, I think it was Saudi that declared whether it was $121 billion in revenue or was it profit.
I don't know if I still have that picture, but maybe I don't, right? Nigeria's national budget is 28.7 trillion, Abi. Now, from that money, Nigeria is expecting to generate 10.7 trillion from crude oil. If you convert that money to Nigeria exchange rate to dollars today, right? That is practically somewhere around $7 billion. About $7 billion, the entire 200 million people in a country, right? They are waiting to generate $7 billion from crude oil, okay, in 2024. Yet Saudi, see, Baba.
It's unfortunate. And what pains me the most is even when he goes to let's even assume that Nigeria was a real place. Let's even assume that going to meet investors and asking them to come and invest is the correct way to go about it. Even the way he talks to them, come and invest in Nigeria. Why? Because hope is here.
Easy in, easy out. You bring your money, you take your money out.
Man,
the thing for bribe, call me, come and talk to me. Like what the heck,
man? It is disgusting, honestly. You can't have faith or pride in your country when you're being represented by this kind of individual. There's nothing.
It's impossible.
Baba, it's unfortunate too. It's really, really unfortunate. One last thing before I go.
All right, quick.
Okay. I don't understand Wiki's story. That he still keeps sitting down there bragging about he just kind of makes himself seem like a saint. The way he talks.
He's fighting for the South. And most of you are not appreciating it. You don't know what he did. He said, you Southerners, you don't understand what he did for you. Because if not because of him, that Atiku will be your president today and the power will remain in the North. About who did that power serve in the first place? Did Buhari's power for 8 years serve the North?
At all. It didn't. It didn't. Everybody is suffering. We're all working up for it. Baba, thank you very much. Let me know who the other people can call.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for calling in, okay? That's a very good one. And that's Emeka there. Let's remove that. That shouldn't be that loud, right? So let me clear the line for everybody who might want to be part of this tonight. Remember, all you have to do is just use the number on your screen. It works, okay? And you will be part of this conversation tonight. Also, where is that? Okay, yeah. Also, if you haven't really, drop your own offering. Offering is when you like the broadcast to show that you are here, right? Yeah, it's important. Okay, so looks so little, but so important. But if you don't see it that way, okay, fine. You won't be forced. Nobody will beat you, by the way, right? But if you do it out of love, it's great. Yeah, it's my caller. Hello.
Uncle Mike.
Oh, our lady. How are you doing this evening, ma'am?
I thank God, though. I thank God.
It's been a while, and your voice seems very clear this evening. And I want to believe you are well too, ma'am.
Yes, I don't want Emilio and his colleagues to give me hypertension.
Fair enough.
I'm watching it every day, but sometimes it gets me before I can call you. And I decide to let go because I see that some people say what I really wanted to say. It's unfortunate for all that is happening. Thank you for working for the rest of Nigerians, showing us things we normally would not have seen or known. You have been really, really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, and I saw about the kidnappings, about the guy who are trying to, yes, the death of the Oba, and so on. And the traditional dancing or information was just wonderful. People can get to know that this is the tradition. You know, they have this tradition in various places in Nigeria when the Obas die. But there are some Obas that die and take heads with them. So I hope it's not like that.
All of that. People are, I mean, see, there are some of them who have done so well. By the way, ma'am, right? There's so many of them who have done so well to change all those traditions. You know, before, right? A crown prince in Edo.
Yeah, I don't want to mention places.
They do not meet. They will never meet one-on-one ever. The next president will be, but they have changed that about a few years back. The current Oba just wrote an edict and said, no, we won't do that anymore. I will still be prince. And indeed.
Yeah, I remember when one Oba died in Lagos. I was very young then. We were at somewhere close to Itire. I don't know if you know that area.
Itire.
And yes, and we were coming back from school. That was our last day. We partied on that particular day, so I never was allowed to come home late. Actually, I received some cane when I got home, you know. So, but as we were going home, we saw there was Oro. You know Oro. We don't know what Oro means. I knew that there was Oro. Women are not supposed to be seen, but you know, we didn't even know that Anoba passed away and there was an Oro for him. So we were like 4 ladies and they just surrounded us. I don't know, from nowhere, one car just came in between us and opened the door and said, enter. The whole 4 of us, we entered. He said, bend down. We bent down. He switched off the inner light, and locked his car. I used to think that man may have been an angel sent to come and pick us, because we didn't know how it got there.
He probably saw from far that you were students, and then the innocent as well. Like, oh no, look at these students. I'm going to run.
I'm telling you, they already were singing, surrounded us. That man, you know, he horned very loud, and then they gave way. He said, enter. So we entered. That was how they were still trying to force him to open the door. He didn't answer them. And then he was horning very loud until they gave way for him to move. So he dropped us at Lawansin bus stop. He said, you guys be careful. That was very deadly. I'm sure you would not have gotten home today. They would have killed you people. So that's why I'm saying that I hope they don't take heads.
No anymore. Nowhere they take heads anymore. But they still tell those tales just to let people understand that, you know what about it, we don't do that anymore in most places. I mean, I've read where they have to see when an Oba dies in some part of Yoruba land, before they bury them, especially if they are like first class, like all those top Obas, right? Like Alafi or Awujale, Watauja, Shong, and all those big.
I knew Alafi for you. I did some documentaries about all of them.
Did you? So they will need 7 heads of 7 strangers.
Oh my
from
God.
7 lands. They don't use 7 foreigners, from 7 land, 7 heads, and all that. So what they would then do is that until the 7th head is complete, they won't bury their king. And the entire community cannot have peace if their dead king is not buried. So everybody is going to be hunting for stranger from a land,
Yeah, yeah.
far land and all. But all of that are like, like,
it's no
we
longer
leave them in the
happening.
history and leave them there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then when it
And
comes to
then
that
this,
Oporo, yeah, we still do that. Because traditionally,
yeah,
right, when a king dies,
yeah,
it is
yeah.
ideal to inform all of the ancestors themselves to welcome him. And then it will clear the way for him of any evil and all that in town. So we have to bring Guru out. And for women, all it takes is just to, just, in fact, you can even put a scarf on your head until you're after the place and go indoor.
Yeah, they say they're not supposed to see any woman, except at a certain time, of the day. They're not supposed to be seen.
I mean, like.
Anyway, thank God. That would have probably been the day I would have left this world. But God sent a helper,
Well, good
So I
enough
just want
you're
to.
here with us. Go on, ma'am.
Yeah, thank God. This stupid man that is asking for negotiation or no peace. What is Emilio doing? Such a man, they ought to arrest him, for God's sake.
They have his record, but no, they won't.
They ought to arrest him. These are the people bringing in all these kidnappers into Nigeria. It's not as if, do you know that all these killings from these Fulanis, if it was happening from Yoruba land or from Igbo land, I can bet you that there would have been serious war.
And imagine some Igbo youth put themselves together and they start kidnapping people in Sokoto, Kano, Borno, and everywhere. And they are there saying, if Nigeria wants peace, they must listen to their conditions. It won't even get to this stage. Or some Yoruba men or Yoruba youth or what have you, right, are going straight to Sokoto and all these places. And they start, kidnapping and killing, including their emirs, their what have you. Kill them and say, yes, if you don't give us what we want, you know what I mean? We are not leaving.
My God.
That would have been civil war now.
Nigeria is now like a country without any leader. Because people are just doing whatever they want.
Yes, now.
And the stupid Gumi, whoever he is, has the boldness to talk like this.
It's not the first time, ma'am. See, he said if they continue to kill terrorists, there will be more problem in Nigeria. That was 2 days ago. And today, he just warned them and said, well, I'm trying to help you guys. I know a lot of you say a lot of things. That's what he said. He said, I know a lot of you have a lot to say about me, but governments have guns, right? The terrorists also have guns. So you are telling the terrorists that, the government is going to kill them. Of course, they too will kill the government. Now, that's why, ma'am, that's actually how he described it. He said, you have gone, I have gone. You are telling me that you are going to kill me if I don't listen to you. And I'm like, of course, come and kill me. I will kill you too. So to him, he can be the peacemaker by telling the government to wait. The terrorists to wait. Come and chat.
Can any man named Kule or any man named Okechukwu be able and bold to say such things?
I don't think so. They're not born and well.
Even just because Obi want to be president, see how they are fighting Igbo.
The entire hell is almost letting loose now. I mean, it was gone, Abi.
And Obi said, please don't fight, don't do anything. I want peace. I don't want to be a president by all means. And still, when the Gumis are killing people, they are busy calling the Igbos names.
Yeah, now.
What is going on?
It's Nigeria, man.
It's really, I thank you for being able to do what you're doing, because sometimes I pity you. There was a day I was, hey, God, don't let Mayegun get hypertension from this Nigerian problem.
Never get one. I promise you, I will
please,
never get one.
Don't let it, when you leave the camera, please calm down and go and stay with your family.
Of course, sir. Now, you know one thing, right? I was on a program this evening before I came here, right? And it was on TikTok, man. So I was telling people, I said, I have joined the gym, okay? Now, when people join the gym, it's because they want to lose weight. But for me, they have made me join the gym so that I can eat. So when people, fasting is something that a lot of people think you have to be a Christian or a Muslim before you fast. Sure, you get. But I consider myself as somebody who fasts every day. I eat just once in a day. I could eat other snacks and all that too. But Agbeke now said that and still I'm very healthy.
My regards to her.
You know what I mean, ma'am? See, I'm still very much healthy, right? When they do all their tests. So on that TikTok today, I was now telling people that they have recommended that if I go to the gym and I exercise, when I come out, I will possibly be hungry, I will eat, and they've given me what I'm going to eat and all that. So I now said, in the next few days, right? in the next few months, I would like to come back and be bigger. So they now did a test on me. Well, it's practically what they check on you before you join. I'm 40, right? But they said every part of me, or this composition of my body, right, is that of 24-year-old.
Oh, wonderful.
And I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? So I think I was like, no, that's a good thing. I was like, but on that TikTok, somebody now said, oh my God, I didn't know that my ego is this slim. I was like, you see? So what the point there is that, ma'am, I am strongly healthy. For some reason, you might see me as 40, right? I've been told I'm 25. I'm going to take advantage of that. So hypertension, worries, and the rest of that, I think all of you can have your peace for now. Like, it's not going to happen soon.
Yes, someone like my daughter in Nigeria, some of my neighbors, they surrounded that, they saw me on FaceTime.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mommy, you are looking this, you are looking
younger. See?
Yeah, looking. I said, oh, I said, what are you guys seeing? But tell her, because she doesn't believe it when I tell her. Because I have passed through a lot.
Yes.
I've passed through leukemia problem for more than 10 years, 11 years.
Oh,
and many people have died of the same problem. It's it's no more to be seen, but they're still battling to get my immune system in order.
Well, here you are.
But one thing I do, I don't allow whatever it is to get on me.
It's the best we can.
When I see the doctor, doctor say your cancer. Doctor, please change your word.
No, not my part.
Say the cancer. It's not my cancer. I didn't buy it. I don't know where it came from. I hate to hear that your disease. It's not my disease.
It is not yours. It is.
Please change it. Then he will change. Okay, the disease. I say good. So if you read that, I don't allow them to get at me. And I just thank God. I just want to wish everybody well. And with what is happening in our country, the way to manage it is to manage to keep yourself happy.
Yes.
Manage
as much as possible.
As much as possible. I'm telling you, even when there is no food, manage to laugh, smile.
Well, you know something, ma, right? My own advice to people is that no matter your problem, I beg chop. You get that?
That's it.
Once we have a problem whereby they give you food and you always lost your appetite. That is
even the chop now. Not everybody have money for the chop. Not everybody can afford.
Imagine you have money to chop, right? And then you just lose your appetite.
Yes.
So because some problems are just bothering me, and I'm like, see, any problem we person gets that will make you not able to eat. I'm not saying not afford to eat. Now I'm saying this is food, but there's no appetite for food. That is when we know there is problem.
Yes.
Anyway, I'll leave you, ma'am. Let me
drink plenty of water and keep yourself happy.
It's important.
Live, what is his name? Emilokon. We shall all outlive Omilokon by the grace of God.
I mean,
we will outlive
by calculation anyway, that is
possible. I wish all our listeners and all members well, and I pray that we will outlive this man who is punishing us.
Well,
okay, my brother. God bless you.
You should have a good evening, ma'am. Okay.
Yes,
thank you so much. As always.
Yeah.
Okay. I just missed someone, which they will be like, how did I get that house? So I think I got it. So if I was, if I've been like going to the gym and I've been keeping fit like that, I would have had some muscles. Yeah, I was showing people on TikTok. I said, see, I used to have this, so I don't really have to I don't even have to squeeze it. You get what I mean? I don't really have to squeeze it. When I was growing up, right, I was very kind of athletic and that, right? So I do not, but Nigeria don't happen to me. See, my eyes don't see. See what we say, right? That we thank God that we don't look like what we have been through. Sure, you get now. But now I'm gonna go back, and one of these days you're gonna see me wearing some, So I said that to someone on TikTok today, and I told them not to say I'm skinny, that like I'm toothpick or something. But they said if I was I'm going to my colleague, they said if I was a footballer, if I kept fit, right, I could probably just be a 25-year-old young man. All of you will see today, maybe playing football. And so now go just see me and say they said he's 24, because they will test my bone, test my blood, test everything around me, and it's all going to come out and say I'm 24. I swear that was what that machine told me yesterday. It said all my body composition, everything call be like 24-year-old. That's 16 years short. That could be an extra 16 years for me. If I can maintain that till I cross a 60, I may get extra 18, extra 20. Trust me, it's worth it. Hello there, my caller. Or have I lost you?
Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
Maye.
I'm glad I haven't. How are you doing this evening?
Hello, sir. I'm blessed. I'm really, really blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Thank you for helping us to keep our mental health intact.
Bless you.
Because of all these things going around, and when we have somebody like Mayego, we still feel relaxed. Like, okay, somebody's still going our direction.
Yes, he should.
And we are so grateful, Mayego. Thank you so much. What is happening in Nigeria? Only I on the way.
Honestly,
I was still looking at the analysis of our rise today. You will explain Taya. You will explain Nigeria Taya, you won't understand.
You go explain Taya.
By the way, my name is Olu Alomo. I'm calling for the second time. I will not be angry today as before, as the last time when I first called. So for community standard and everything. When I look at Rufai, you go analyze the next thing you want our country to be great. But or are you just like I don't know. But the thing is that the other lady in her right left actually because of her mental health. She is tired of bad news.
That Abiola's daughter.
She is tired. You will see her sometimes when she'll be related to the news.
The lady just left, and she left. I forgot her name right now. Tudun. I think she's Tudun. She left unannounced, and she didn't make a fuss about it. Not leaving and then going somewhere else to do something else. So she seems to just zone off on top Nigeria matter completely.
Yes, she was tired. Her mental health issue. She actually said it one time like that when she was reading the news about the kidnappers and everything. It was Rufai that was holding Rufai was actually holding her hand like outside the camera so that she could calm down and just catch her breath. Like she knew that it's really difficult. Yeah, I knew that she was
a family member. I didn't know that.
No, not a family member. She was like reading the news out about the kidnapping that happened somewhere in the north and some people that died along the line. So she felt devastated, not a family member. So she didn't have probably the that mental capacity to understand what is happening in Nigeria.
To handle it, to handle the news.
Yeah, and she's not Mayegu. She's not a Mayegu. When I look at our press people talking, our country, look at these people. Are you wine? A country love Akpabio. Akpabio is about the most corrupt politician in the class of James Ibori, as in recklessly corrupt. And that's your Senate president. I thought when Tinubu went to Qatar talking that time, number one red flag for investors.
I said one of the chief marketer Nigeria, he's a chief marketer. Everybody knows him before he gets to their country.
All of them know you. Qatar knows you. And this man, you ask the question sometimes about 2 days ago that who knows this guy? Where is he coming from? Who are his friends? I know somebody who was actually his friend.
Do you?
I know an uncle who is actually his friend, yes. Right. And I will not talk too much about it.
So bad that none of them want to come out and speak for him.
Thank you, Mayegu. I will say something about it. Please. In 2006, this uncle told us that if you know this person, you will hate him. In 2006, that time we are following Fashola. And because of Tinubu behind Fashola, these people went to support Obani Koolu. That if you know him, you will not talk this way. His children lived with me in the UK. I know him very well. That's that. I don't want to say much about it because I don't want to talk about it.
Even if you
and this particular person, this particular person, all his friends, because all of them were like junior colleagues to junior like MKO was like elect to all of them. So they are always surrounding MKO, including my uncle. So all of them knew themselves through Abiola. This Baba, everybody in that clique up till now, including MKO, believed he went to Harvard.
Wow. Because I remember
for the first time.
More. Really?
Some people knew.
Went to Harvard.
Ask Dele Momodu. Ask Dele Momodu to school on Tinubu. Ask him. That remember, Baba Dele Momodu school on Tinubu.
Yeah.
The first thing we said, Harvard lab more now.
Baba, the old thing say, Baba, even me, we be small me, Baba. I still hear about University of Chicago, not Chicago State University. When I knew Thiefnubu in 1999, the issue was University of Chicago. Now we are now dealing with Chicago State University, Baba. People
I don't want to say so much. See, this person's identity, everybody knows, all these countries, everybody knows him. And again, one thing is that none of his old friends, according to that, my uncle is still alive today. They bear the same name. If anybody who knows and tells Tinubu this, what they are hearing today, he would confirm to them. This person came to Nigeria and I wanted to be governor, trying to give back, and the Alake then called him that okay, you will need to parley with Bola if you want to. Okay, Alake wanted to settle it for them. The man was already at the palace. Immediately Tinubu entered, that burst into tears that I can never reconcile with this person. Kabiyesi, I'm sorry, it worked out. That I would rather not be governor in the state than to reconcile with this person. That was somebody we can call his friend. And I want to tell everybody, we didn't vote for him. Our Igbo brothers don't kill.
Let's be honest. So that's why I don't want 100% just go hard on everybody that speaks out today. Right? You know why, Baba? Because we all saw what happened. So,
we all saw it. We didn't vote for this man. No. He put himself there. So I want some of our Igbo brothers to understand this thing. And then let us relax. Nigeria
now you follow me now. You follow it at the year since Abi. I told people, I said, see, people like us are supposed to be like a peacemaker here. People with the torch bearers, okay? We are supposed to be like the torch bearer. People that says, oh yeah, all sides. Now they won't kill yourself inside this darkness. Hang on, here is light. Okay, come here.
Yeah.
Let's listen to your differences now, okay? Now let's talk if you want to go or not, Abi. Now people like us are the ones who is saying do it peacefully. About the way this field thing they go, blood deal my last year. But well,
I mean, my next year on WhatsApp group, all my they can't come out. They come out and talk now. They can't start it again. And again, this Baba that was promising them that I will make sure I'm open Jaroni. I will make sure you have electricity. I will make sure you have electricity also. We have now steady now.
Only constant electricity.
Only constant electricity.
But it didn't say how constant and what is constant.
How constant.
Doesn't mean that they will be having it constantly, but it's not. I don't Baba 419, honestly.
Unfortunately, we are in it. And every Nigerian out there, and all of you supporting this person, and all of us that are hanging in the those who are on the fence that were trying to, be decent. This shame is on all of us.
It is.
If we are not talking, they know us. Somebody will see me. I wanted to call me Boko Haram. Wanted to call me your president is this and that. You know, I want to travel. Thank God, Muti, but not green passports. I have other one I'm using. It's on all of us. A friend of mine got to
because now we could come the report. People like those where they carry green one, they go they report to you IEB. Now you go call they be like, really? It must be very hard though. It must be
a friend of mine was going to Nigeria. I
swear to God,
he was going. Yeah, he was going to Nigeria through Turkey.
Right.
He was going to Nigeria. So when he got to Turkey and they checked his passport and they asked him to go to one side, and then some other African guys were going. You know, they were not like obstructing them. They asked questions that why am I here? They might just ask him to wait. He was actually waiting for a shuttle that will take him to an hotel before the next flight is ready. So immediately he brought out his American passport to that custom person. He said, oh, you should have shown me this. You can go.
That changed the whole thing. Baba, I hate that. Baba, that thing will tell you. See, everybody we get Nigeria passport, an American passport or British passport, right? When that humiliation happens, right? And then you suddenly just say, okay, it is a passport that's the problem, Abi. Bring out your American passport and say, can you give me that passport, please? Can you give me that? and say, okay, yeah, yeah, then give him that. No, not even give him American passport. Like, you see, American and British passport are so unique and powerful that you don't have to give it to anybody. You can flash it somehow. Yeah. Especially when it gets to that annoying stage where they are playing, yo, you are Nigerian with you. But Baba, that annoys me even more to say every now and then
we can't blame them.
passports.
We can't
one
blame
tells
them.
me, the one is where I come
We can't
from.
blame them.
Eh?
Look at the state capture. Look at the druggie. I mean, it's on all of us. See what's happening in the country. Look at the insecurity.
Exactly.
Look at over 300 children. So nobody takes us seriously. So it's on us. God will help us, and then we have to continue to speak out. Thank you for being our Tufano Mag. I appreciate it, Mayego. And then we are doing our own thing in our own little way. And Nigerians, if you don't come out, somebody already say,
tell everybody,
you don't come out, it's on you. No, Allah. The Lord will help us. Thank you so much for all you do. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Okay?
Thank you, Mayego.
To everyone.
All right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, sure.
That's a very lovely.
It is a passport that's a problem, Abi.
I do have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Yeah, hello, good evening. I didn't know I would be able to make it.
I know sometimes it's so frustrating that, you're like, I don't even know if he's going to pick it. So, yeah, I have now.
Honestly, man, I've been trying for I didn't even know how many times. But my own take on everything is this. So, because Tinubu started lifting the ban on Niger Republic, right? So my thing was, what type of agreement do they come to for him to start lifting those sanctions?
No agreements. He sanctioned them on his own. He lifted it on his own. And those ones are even yet to respond. It's been over 48 hours now, unfortunately, Baba. They haven't responded to say, thank you, Jare. It's like they've moved on.
Right. My whole point is this. That is a very big change, right? Because when you sanction a country, for you to leave those sanctions, you guys have to have some certain level of agreement. You understand?
Here you get. Like, for example, Baba,
right.
Unago don't receive their delegation appealing to you to please lift this thing now. Then you give them conditions. Say this. If you meet them, I will lift it. Baba, this guy is no visit Abuja, visited. They don't even call Thiefnubu. He banned them and he lifted it himself.
It's a shame. Now, look at a country like me. Look at a country like Niger. Right, country like Niger bypass your sanction without communicating with you, without negotiation with you, without cutting any type of deal with you. You sanction these people, you lifting your sanction. Now, what makes you think a country like Ghana that has some leverages of some power would expect you? You understand? And so when people be like Nigeria says, sometimes we don't have to blame Nigerians that live in Nigeria. Because Nigerians that live in Nigeria have not experienced anything good. And majority of these people don't even have access to the internet or even knows what is really going on. Because if they know, they will first of all start with their pastor. Because you understand? Because I remember back in the days when I was growing up, and pastors will tell you their reward in heaven. But today's day, the pastors want their reward on earth. They don't even want to wait to go to heaven and collect their reward. Why they will tell their church member to go and receive their reward in heaven? Why that the Jew is receiving his own on earth? When he gets to heaven, anything God gave him, he will just take it. That is extra. And you will be there. One will take your own reward in heaven. And somebody that you are following is taking his own year. Why are you preparing for the things you haven't seen? Why can't you fight the battle that you see that is in front of you now? Then once you go to heaven, then that is another mission entirely. So people that are in Nigeria, there's a very big problem. And the problem is, you see, these are our elite. They know what they are doing. What they are doing is to make these people, the more they make them poorer, the more they can control them.
Yes.
You understand? It's just
and
like the Muslim.
So stupid anyway. That idea is so stupid. And I'm beginning to understand why, why Nigeria seems to be like, it's like Nigeria is caused. But some people were asking that is Nigeria caused or
Nigeria is okay. No, Nigeria is not, because the whole thing is they don't have enough information for them to, because the Nigerians is being ruled by propaganda. From the pastor down to imam to our prince, king, everybody. Because those people have access to the information. So whatever, Nigeria is like this. Once you are rich, you can never go wrong. And you can never be a liar. Due to, you see Nigerians will be President Dangote, right? And the other day, I see Tony Elumenu come to Stanford and take picture. Everybody is praising him. Then I ask myself, what
those schools, Baba? Do you know how much money
right,
they actually give to buy those validation? Harvard,
right,
Oxford,
ask myself,
all these places.
Right. Then my question was like, okay, what is wrong if Tony Elumenu go to University of Lagos and take picture? University of Ibadan, University of Benin. We have universities there. Why can't you go to those places? How many times have we seen Bill Gates comes to Nigeria and be going to University of Lagos and be taking picture? And I told my friend, I said, listen, the problem we have, this problem is going to continue until we wake up. I said, look at this guy, this richest man in Asia, which is Abani Ketch, right? The Indian guy. Right. The Indian guy was doing monopoly the same way Dangote was doing. He realized his function was not growing. He decided to open up the Indian economy. But today, in profit skyrocketed. I said from the past 3 years, Dangote wealth haven't grown 2%. This guy have 18 billion since, and he have 18 billion now. His weight is not growing.
It is quota system billionaire now. You get that?
Right. I say, listen, person like Dangote, you are so rich. You have this financial power. Open up the economy, more money for you. Exactly. If you like more money for you. Open up the economy, like at least in the US. US do the same thing. When you like Big Gate used to do it. If you are a tech company, you are coming up. Big Gate will give you offer. He will buy your company and merge it to his own. You understand? Then he was doing it in the Elon Musk and all this thing. Donald Trump actually comes in and be like, listen, you can't be, you understand? You can't be doing that. Whoever have anything, let's just, you understand? That's why they don't like the guy. That's why they don't like the guy. So now I said, if Dangote, you are damn good of a businessman, open up the economy. More money for you and more money for your brother Boa as well.
Exactly.
Right. Because once you open up the economy,
because of him, they are making laws that are blocking and closing the economy of Nigeria, and it has always been like that. Because of him, they will shut down big businesses. And you hear about this business, and Ibeto Cement told this story. The last time I read the story of Ibeto, right? Baba, I shed tears. Like I hardly care. When I say tears, no, because I go care, I go cry, you go see my tears. But most tears that are really painful are the tears that are inside. You cry inside and say, man, fuck, man.
And another thing, right? So people were talking about Argentina and Nigeria, right?
Yes.
So when the president of this is the little research I did about their new president, right? This guy came into power. So the first thing he did, he sold all the whole presidential fleet, right? He sold everything because Argentina was even, their situation was worse than the one Buhari left Nigeria.
Yeah, now over 50% inflation. That's what they were dealing with. It was bad.
He sold the entire presidential fleet. He sold everything. Then this guy was taking regular pay like every other person. Then the House of Assembly or whatever, he merged everything together. Cut down the cost of the government, but go and look at this guy. Now he took Argentina out of inflation. In just in 3 months.
Because something, right? When you have bleed, like you have cut now, you are bleeding. The first thing you have to do is to put pressure on that cut in order to reduce the bleeding.
Yes.
Now you can then begin to talk about how many blood have you lost. Do you need another blood to be? You know what I mean? But first thing first, you first stop the bleeding. That's what Nigeria needed. Somebody needed to stop the bleeding first. So that you see, when you are bleeding on and somebody stops it, then you can begin to now go into recovery and say, okay, you know what? How much blood have you lost? But when Thiefnubu came, Nigeria was already bleeding to death. What did they do? They just cut different other parts. Before Tinubu, the ministries they have in Nigeria, the ministries, they were about 44. Okay, I'm sorry. They were about 38. Thiefnubu created extra 10 to make it 48 ministries. Yeah, before Thiefnubu, this is just 9 months, 10 months. Oh. Before Thiefnubu,
yes,
Nigeria has about they have about 2,300 MDAs, which is ministry, department, agencies, and all that. After Thiefnubu, you do know that between the time Thiefnubu came in and now, Thiefnubu has created another 780 agencies, parastatals. That is just like job for the boys, job for the boys. Okay.
Okay,
which
now,
is the bleeding continues.
Okay, now this is the same people. Okay, the other day, you want to, I didn't even know. Like I always think a president is going to another country. That country has to invite the president.
That's
but Tinubu make me start thinking like these guys is even sending invitation to these people. Yes. Oh, I'm coming to visit you. Now, my own thing is this: as a president of a nation, why are you so eager to go to other country?
Because that's how they manage their money laundering. They need to use the presidential jet to carry cocaine or drugs or money. You have no idea. See, one scandal that I'm still waiting for. Everybody, when they hear me here, they hear me. Oh, there's one scandal I am still waiting for this Thiefnubu, when the presidential jets will be pounded in another country because some people use it to smuggle drug. Write that one down. Now that one I still wait for. All these scandals, other scandals, where would they see now? Now that one are the way for. They will say one country don't seize Nigeria plane or presidential jets because then they can carry drug enter that country. Now so you go end finish.
Because now Tinubu of a guy, you are running to all this country, and those countries you are running to, they are advanced country. Yes. I don't even think any country as backward as Nigeria in the entire world. In the entire world, right? I think Nigeria is the only country that no Nigerians as a people, because we as a people, we are very smart. The problem we have is the leader, and we have the majority of us. There is no that they are dumb, but they are lack of information. And the thing the politician did so well to make sure those people is kept the way they are is to use the pastors, the kings and priests, and you name it, all these guys. That's why we in Nigeria, like I said before, if you are rich, you can never be wrong. You can't tell lies. So based on your status, they'll say, oh, he's driving a Mercedes. Why do you say this? Why do you understand? I know. And politicians will just hide behind those people and tell them, okay, you have to keep saying this. You will just be saying everybody will just be trapped that. Okay, my thing is this. Now, a president, your nation is going through inflation, and the CBN or the whatever, you are increasing the interest rate. Why is that favoring you? Because you increasing the interest rate, your small businesses can't run anymore because they can't take
exactly. They can't access resources to promote their business. No.
So I was like, no, okay, this is me. I told my friend, I said, dude, I'm very young. If I should run Nigeria within 1 year, I will turn Nigeria around. Nigeria will be a country, everybody will be running. I said, it's easy. My friend will say, what can you do? I said, the first of all, for your country to function, right? If you can give any country 24 hours electricity, there will be a production.
That's right. If that's all you can do, that can turn around the whole country in a way that all you do, the rest of all you're going to be doing is just to be putting policy in place to make sure that as the country is changing, there are policies that are put, it is what it is.
I say it's so easy. I say within a year. If a president is in office, they say they judge the president 100 days. I said that is a Western world because those ones already have policy that they have to follow. Yeah. Like country like Africa don't need 100 days. Within 2 months, you can change the whole thing around. If you are really, if you know what you are doing. I know. Okay, anyway, first of all, what do you mean?
Brother, let me take another one, okay? Because we are always timing it, all right? So we're out of time there. Let me take another one, sorry. Thank you so much. Here, I have another caller on the line as well. Here, let's take it. Hello.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, ma. 1 second, though. See, my callers remember, right? Most times when I say yeah, or I call your name or something, I'm just trying to ask you to start rounding it up. It's not you starting afresh, okay? Yeah.
Oh no, it's
Is that
fine.
Lady Charm? Is that you?
Yeah, yes, it's Charm. It's Charm.
Beautiful.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well,
Okay. Yeah, so I listened to your whole talk today, you know, and I listened to you yesterday as well. And I think just listening and seeing all those figures is just so, I don't know
you
the
were
word
talking
to
about
use.
last night. That was,
Yeah, last night,
you know, that was,
you
that,
know,
that
it's
was a
so
bomb. Or I
yeah,
believe
but it's good. I think it's good for people to know actually
they needed to
the
know. Did you see that massive
yeah the
arranged feature looting that they put in that place? Like, why would anybody read that and still expect that something great is actually coming? Like,
something
why
good is
would
going
anyone?
to come from this government. It's clear that nothing good is coming out of this government. But my suspicion again is I think there's a lot of money laundering going on because it boggles the mind as to, you know, the amount of money that these people are stealing. And there is no, I don't understand. Then where are you taking this money to? What exactly is your intention with all of this money? Because the truth is, you can't take it anywhere with you. You will die one day, and that money will be for what exactly? For who exactly? You know? And I don't think a lot of them actually think beyond, you know, what happens
Don't give a
next.
damn about,
You know? I guess, yes, to some extent, yes. Maybe they don't give a damn about death. Maybe death is something they feel like, you know what, I live right, I eat right, you know, it's far from me, I'll go over and whatever. But, you know, you and I know that that doesn't work like that exactly. Anything can happen, you know. But I think yesterday's
why would
expose
they be
was a good
scared
one.
when some of them feels like there will be no real consequences anyway? It's unfortunate that those they are leading believes that there will be punishment even in the life after, but they don't care, and people can see that. So
Yeah. But again, like I said, it's a good thing that you did that expose just and broke it down really well, so that people will know really, you know, have an in-depth, clear understanding of exactly how much we're being robbed as a people, and how people's futures are being leveraged as well. Then, with regards to Sheikh Gumi today, I think that the Sheikh Gumi can talk the way he's talking because Nigerians don't have a right to bear arms. Because if the right to bear arms is written into our constitution and everybody had the right to bear arms, he cannot tell us that, you know, we should cede our land and our ancestral home so that some bunch of people can come and, you know, so that there'll be so-called peace, you know, or they will take it by force. Because if they know that they have to contend with people who have the right to bear arms, then they will know that it's not going to be easy. Yes, you might come with your AK-47. You will kill a few people, but will also kill you. You will die. Okay, but it is but because Nigerians don't have the right to bear arms, I mean, based off of our constitution, and then, you know, even if people chose to defend themselves, you have police and all of these other, you know, institutions that will then fight the victims because they are defending themselves, rightfully so, from people who would, you know, kill them, you know, and everything and things like that. So I think he can get away with speaking the way he's speaking just because of that thing in that is not in our constitution, which is the right to bear arms. Because trust me, if people had the right to bear arms, then he will not talk the way he's talking. That's for sure.
that you know, without negotiation, there will be no peace because there will be no negotiation.
Because there will be no negotiation. Just you come one day, and then you will meet us, and we will meet you. Yes, some of us will die, but you people too will die as well.
That's what they say. You
and
come
then
around, you find out. So come around,
you find
and go
out.
to a
So
place
yeah,
where, you know, and threaten them with guns in their own ancestral land, and then
in that whole and then find out exactly, you know. But he can say what he's saying, and then you have somebody like Sheikh Gumi, you know, juxtapose that with somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This man did not organize anybody for one day to go and, you know, steal people, ask for ransom, this and that and the other, right? But he's in prison. And you have Sheikh Gumi running around the whole place telling us that, oh, you have to deal with me so that I can give you guys lasting peace. He's the first person that they should have put in prison since he has put himself out there. And I guess it's part of the arrogance of being from the north. Is that nothing can? He feels like nothing can happen to him.
Charm, you know something? I actually somehow by chance I'm thinking maybe just maybe he could probably meet his Waterloo under this relic Thiefnubu, because look at that Bodejo guy. The guy that placed 100 million naira bounty on Nnamdi Kanu.
Oh yes.
Now they are probably seeing themselves at the DSS detention right now. And Nnamdi Kanu just like, is that all you? They said, how come? How much did they pay? I didn't even pay a dime before they brought you to me.
Exactly, you're here.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even pay a dime.
Do you know what, Bangu? We can't rule that out. You know, and if that happens, that would be a good thing, because again, like I said, there will be catalysts that will lead the country to disintegrate, and this might be one of those catalysts. Say he decides to pick up this Sheikh Gumi, because okay, enough of your ranting. We're not negotiating. Come and cool down in this freezing. First of all,
those who you are giving moral booster, they need to misuse for some time. Stay here and let's see how that.
No, you know, let's see how that plays out. Let's see whether the North will stay still or whether the North will decide, you know what, how can you be taking somebody like Sheikh Gumi, you know, he's this, and then decide, okay, you know what, let's burn this country down, and all of us will say, okay, instead of burning the country down, let's all just go and separate it. You guys stay where you are. You can give your ancestral land to the Fulanis, all well and good. Us here in the Southeast, that will be your choice. And it's a good point that you made today, that Sheikh Gumi is asking other people in the South, Southeast, to cede their lands to Fulani. But you people who are the closest in proximity to those ones haven't done any of those things. You haven't given them lands to build a ranch. You haven't built them schools. And in fact, they're asking us to build schools. The same people that said that Western education is haram. You guys, you just keep making it up as you go. You know, which one are we to believe? Do you want schools or you don't want schools?
You know what I mean? Like, stay in one place so that you don't confuse this thunder, for God's sake, man. What do you really want?
Exactly. What do you really want? Exactly what do you really want? You said you want hospitals and this and that. Make up your mind. You know, you can't say you want education. Meanwhile, you think education is haram. Makes no kind of sense. You know. So I think for me that's the one thing I picked up today is that, you know, this man he's talking the way he's talking and he's saying the things that he's saying just because he knows that Nigerians don't have the right to bear arms. So it will shock him. But again, like you said, maybe under this relic that we have here in government, right?
And put this stance. Because if I didn't come here to tell you that Mietiala presidency that started his own me wearing this kind of uniform green. You remember the video now? I bet you watched that program that day.
Yeah.
And we're all here like, which way to be all this? So this one don't go start vigilante and all that. I bet if I didn't come here to tell all of you, say the guy did detention since January 26, some of you probably would not believe it.
Oh, honestly, and you know, it didn't even make the news rounds until they came out and started talking about how, we are giving you guys an ultimatum, you have to release him, blah, blah, blah. But he never really, and I always listen to him, he never really made the news rounds that he has been, you know, he had been put into detention and things like that.
I said,
you know,
I said he was arrested. Some people said that. Maegu, are you sure? I have not seen it too. I don't see the news that he was arrested.
You know, this is the point I'm just about to make, right? We hear these things, but our Nigerian news, they are so selective in the, you know, in the news that they share, even in the tone of the news, even in the, of course it is deliberate, you know, of course it is deliberate. Even to say that these Fulani headmen are terrorists, you will find that it's very hard for them to actually say what everybody in the whole country knows, that these people are Fulani terrorists and they're trying to dispossess people of their ancestral homes. You know, it's sort of like a Fulani incursion. But the funny thing is that whether or not you want to say it, at the end of the day, it will meet you. If you think that it's not going to meet you, it will still meet you. So if you think that you're going to be somehow, you know, because you don't say it as it is, you are going to be exempt from when the shit hit the fan. No, you will not be exempt. You will actually,
going to be spared.
You know, none of us
the only people that will likely be ahead of all of us are those who are already aware. People like myself, people like yourself. So when the shit hit the fan, you are not going to be alarmed. Of course, all of us are going to be
exactly.
Like, oh my God, what is this and all that? But some of you are not going to be alarmed because you would have seen it coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And one last thing, like before I go, because that's Sheikh Gumi's zone that just got me. You know, yesterday you talked about the internet being disrupted because on they had somebody attacked the undersea.
I get that.
Okay, don't you find it curious that because I know you said it just in passing, but the underwater cable, how many people know exactly where that is, right? And what those cables pertain to? Not a lot of people, right, know those kind of things, where they
Even
are
attack
and
it,
how to
you
get at
have
them.
to have a particular logistics to be able to do such.
Exactly. Now, I'm very, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but
Drop
I
it
find it
like
very
it's hot,
suspicious.
charm. Let's begin to do our research from then on. Go on.
Like, I mean, obviously, like with the internet, once the internet goes down, that's like, news can go out, news can go in. So if something is happening, people will not have the ability to actually share that information, right? So I was also curious to know how many countries that particular cable affects. Does it affect countries like Niger as well? Are they also going to
It
be,
actually affected a lot of countries in Africa. I'll tell you a few ahead, okay? Even the almighty South Africa was not spared.
Oh, really?
So you have countries like South Africa, Ghana, Niger, all these places. Okay, the entire West African countries, all of them was affected.
Interesting.
Straight to the south as well, the Southern Africa, which is the bottom there, like that. So with what they put out,
so
it was like it was sort of a partial in some places, and it was like really obvious in some places. In Nigeria, it was partial. All right. So the wisdom of this, there were some sort of services that the internet surprisingly were fine. For example, the internet on WhatsApp, I was told, was really fine. Was really good.
Was fine.
In fact,
okay.
Was pretty much like people
But
didn't even notice.
Well, why I'm always when things like that happen, because again, the logistics that it involves to actually attack those kind of infrastructure, you have to really
They
suspicious.
even told us who did it. It was like a terrorist group, by the way, but
okay, terrorist group. That's what they want us. Exactly. I feel like it is
because that means they could cut up the entire
prelude
Africa
to something. Exactly, and then do whatever they want. See,
yeah,
exactly. So I think we need to be watchful. We need to be watchful so that when it happens, what they want to do is to control the narrative, right? So if you're not able to share information regarding, the real, what has happened, whoever is doing whatever will be able to control that narrative and shape it into whatever version they want it to be. The reason why I picked on that is because you see the country, that Niger, right? You know that France is not happy with the current situation. And in fact, it's not just France, because France works with a lot of other countries, in order to mine those resources and sell those resources. So exactly, exploit those resources. So there's a domino effect. So there's a lot of people that them not having that access, the kind of access that they have in Niger is affecting, right? And a lot of people don't know. These people feel entitled to the resources in Africa. They feel like it belongs to them. We are just, we're in their way, basically.
We're just custodian of all those things. They are not ours.
My ego, if we're even custodians, right, that would even be better. When they don't even see us as people who are custodians, they feel like I said, we are in their way. We are in their way. We are exactly. Why are you people here?
We have our way. We're supposed to kill all of them like we did to the Australian Aborigines, like just kill like about all of these people, and we can just take over the place. You think?
And we can just take over the place. Yes. And I'm 100% sure that this is a prelude to something, because those kind of infrastructures, they are not easy to access, and in order for them to access it and damage it in the way, it's a prelude to something. And it could maybe it's just maybe but I picked on it yesterday.
There's no fire without smoke. Abina, there's no smoke without fire. Which of the two, right? If your mind
exactly,
if your mind can think it, then that means there's
something. Then there's a possibility, and that's why. Lastly, we are here doing all the infighting. We really, really, really need to take a step further and chase these people out of government, because whilst we're doing all these things that we're doing, our resources are still being mined. They're still being taken out. They're still out there, and we're not getting anything for it. We're busy here contending with an illegitimate government and things like that. And again, we shouldn't be looking at this thing as the fight of the youth. It's not the fight of the youth. It's the fight of each and every one of us. When we were talking yesterday, I went to research George Washington. He was one of the founding fathers, one of the founding fathers of America. When they fought the American Revolution, he was 41 years old. 41.
So I still have hope.
Okay.
That means I can still do something to change the world.
you can still do something. So let's not put it on the youth, because at the end of the day, it's not after the youth fight. So if somebody has to lead them, is it the same youth? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because George Washington, he fought the war, became the first president of the United States of America. So the point I'm trying to make is that this is not a youth fight. This is actually a fight for all. The fight for every age, because it affects every single age. You can't say because you have constraints and this and that. Well, we can appreciate that, but it's not a fight for the youth. It's a fight for every generation involved in our country.
Okay.
All right, Maegu.
So you know what you do? What you
Thank
do
you
for me every evening is that you help me pass this message in your own words, and they can indeed be, unmissable. So thank you so much, Charm. All right, you have a
thank you, Maegu, for all you do.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we are going to be rounding up in the next 15 minutes. I do have another caller right now, but if you haven't really liked the broadcast, I think you should before we close tonight. So hello there.
Hello, brother Maegu. Good evening, sir.
Hello, ma. Is that Celia?
Yes, I can.
That is Gaba Life. Is it Gaba Life or Gaba for Life? I will never.
No, it's Gaba Life.
It's Gaba Life, right? I will never forgive you for that.
Yes,
Honestly,
sir.
I mean, for days, right? I was totally lost. Like, man, this person writes like a silly. Okay, no, she's not. Is she? No, she's not. Until when you came on and you're like, I was like, that's Celia. So this is Gaba Life. I was like, okay. Now, it's good to have you back. By the way, how you doing?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. So just the idea is when a lady gets married, we bear the names of our husbands, like the family name.
Oh.
So
Congratulations.
yes, I mean, when I got married, my husband's family name is Garba.
Okay. Sorry, go on.
Yes, yeah, so it's Garba. And then I decided to name my YouTube channel Garba Life, like my life as a Garba. I don't know how to put it. So that's the idea.
I love that. Now, Garba Life is actually a channel, and I would love to subscribe to that. So I've got people here, a lot of my friends here who actually are still not sure what they want to do with their YouTube channels, okay? Like, oh, I don't know, but I do have a channel and all that. All you have to do is tell us. And we will be one of your first patronizers, just like I did, like I started. Okay, a lot of you have what you need that will eventually be useful to us in this struggle, and there is nothing as natural as something you sort of started because your heart wanted it. We could build on it. So anyone who sees a Gaba Live, if you can give her a follow, that would be great. One day, that will be one of the platforms we're going to sit together and listen to you. Celia, please.
I'm grateful, sir. It has been my desire, and you have just given me the best birthday gift, and I'm so grateful. Yes, sir.
Bless you, ma'am.
So I wanted, yes.
Go on, sorry. I want you to go on, ma'am.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about the beauty of culture. So the Oba in Ibadan that died, when they were showing all those stuff, and yes, sir, and the woman that was dancing, I think, in front of the palace, and it just reminded me of like when twins are giving birth to in Yoruba land as a little girl, and I was not Ibeji, but I know a little. And some of the traditional things, like you eat adu, there are certain foods that you cook for the for twins, and yes.
So have you had adu before?
And all this. Oh, you want to try?
Are you being serious? So, it's like you. I don't know, Celia. Adu is that. Is the corn powder with palm oil, right?
Yeah.
That's how we make our duo in the Jabu, and it is the Jabu food.
Yes, what is and they sing this song. Ekumbe wande ayami ya ehye ayami ya tibideji ekumbe wande.
You, Celia.
Don't know if
Go on, I'm with you. Go on, mom.
So then I was just remembering, I was told of a story of my, I don't want to say ancestor, I don't know if I should call him ancestor, like my great-great-great-grandfather, who was like Babalawo of their time. So that in the past, like the history of our people, when they're going for war, because then they were fighting war between
They
tribes and
survived
stuff.
on so many wars. That's how to survive back then.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So because my great-great-great-great-grandfather was like the Babalawo, so what he does is that his wife, when our people go out for war, what they do, I don't know how they do this, but there's power in culture. They put a pot. The pot is in the air, Brother Mayego. This pot is not, yes, it's not on the, it's not touching, no rest for gravity, it's not touching the ground. And then they will heat it, the fire, the pot will be boiling. They will pour water in the pot, it will be boiling. Our people are fighting at the battlefield. If they're killing our people, the water in the pot will be drying. And that is the sign. My great-great-great-grandfather sees and knows that they're kind of defeating our people, and those that died are stories. He will now fetch water and put it into the pot to like refill it.
Right.
And then they will start winning again. Culture is beautiful.
Please,
guys, we should not let anything take away culture from us. I just got to beg you. Yeah, so that's just my contribution.
Thank you.
And yeah, and about my channel, honestly, there's a whole lot that I know is in me. I desire to do, but I never get opportunity. I've waited for people in my life to give me opportunity to be somebody, but I didn't. And your channel has, I keep telling my husband, your channel has announced me to the whole world more than even the YouTube. I've been struggling my YouTube channel for over a year. I have over 200 videos. I still have like just 200 subscribers. I've been like begging people, even paying people money to subscribe back in Nigeria.
I am trying right now to look for Gaba Live. Now I'm gonna go look it up, okay? But as you continue talking, you continue, all right? Because you might be my last caller tonight. We need to do this. So everyone who is still watching, I know we're not so many on this, on the program anymore, because a lot of people are probably getting ready for tomorrow, okay? So all you have to do is just search, okay? Go on, you search for Gaba, which is a Garba, like he told us, right? She told us Gaba
Live. Yeah. The G, the first letter G is a capital, then the life, the L is a capital.
I've seen all your subscribers.
Picture?
Is that the same one where you have, is it called the Gaba Life 9462?
I'm not sure, but my picture is there. I was standing in front of Trump Tower with my little daughter in front. I'm wearing like orange top, something like that.
It is. Let me show it to people who are watching us, okay? So everyone who might search for Gaba Life, she currently has over 200 subscribers. And if you are watching me right now, you could probably take it to 500. I mean, if all of us were there now, decided to just go to our page and we can actually make it 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to show people. Hang on. I'm going to show them. This is Celia's YouTube. And she seems to be somebody who has been trying in her own little way to reach the world and say, listen, I've got this. Now, you see the Celia, right? Are you still watching the screen, right? I want to believe this is your screen, okay? So Celia has 238 subscribers. And if all of us here right now, over nearly 1,600 or so who are left towards the end of this broadcast. So this is Celia's page. All you have to do is just leave the comment section for a second. If you're watching me right now, for a second, and you can go and help us increase that subscribers. Celia will be very, very useful and handy in the course of our advocacy for orientating our people. We need platforms to make them flourish. We need platforms where people can independently mobilize. We said, when you know better, you have to do better, remember? So if Celia happens to be one of us today, definitely, we can always make it happen. If you can, I will continue to say this every evening. Celia, don't give up, okay? You are going to be a very, very useful vessel in the course of this journey. So I'm happy to have met you, ma'am, okay? Continue to remind me every time I get you on this screen, we will do something and get you up, okay? So Celia, one or two more words and then we can call it a night, please.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you are so welcome. We have taken you to 261, but I know that sometimes that can take a while for everything to add up, okay? So would that be you? Because I just kept talking, I just took over your segment, okay? It's because we are almost done anyway. Celia, what do you want to say before you leave, please?
Oh, thank you very much.
You are so welcome. So thanks so much for all you do too, all right? You are appreciated.
Yeah.
You have a good day, okay? Or a very wonderful weekend as well. Thank you. Now that's a Celia, our own Celia. Listen, if you happen to be on this platform, all right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you have tried to get yourself, pushed and pushed forward and all that. We can only support ourselves. Do we want platforms? Many platforms that can help with this kind of advocacy. There are so many people who would like to really do something, make a difference and all that. And I know about outros and all that can always get at you or try to get at you when you're trying to speak the minds of a lot of people. I have been there. It's a tough job. It's a tough work. It's a thankless one. And most of the time you easily give up, especially if you are trying to be seen and be heard. And then because you are a small account and all that, you don't get all of that attention. You don't get all of that support. I don't want us to just say, I'm going on to Mayegun's Diary Political. We need to do a lot to create a more and more Mayegun, not just a male or a man. We need women, because there are women who actually thinks like Mayegun here. So we need you. We need you to be confident. We need you to know that you've got a community. You've got families. Family of people who are also tired of this contraption, and they will love and they will support every legitimate means of implementing that change. So Celia is one lady that I really, really respect. I respect you a lot, Celia. But I'm just a terrible person in showing how much I appreciate people. But when I have the chance, I do say it. And that's why I always say thank you to every one of you who has been always here for me. So I'm one of those luckiest ones out there. I never take it for granted. But I believe if we want to sustain this kind of struggle, we must do everything within our capacity to promote ourselves, protect ourselves, defend ourselves, and every platform that does help us to keep our minds and our what have you fresh. People will do a lot to make sure that those whose job is to continue to socially condition us, those who are weaponizing poverty, left, right, and center, they will do everything to shut us down. Now, if we have a chance, we should give birth to many, many Mayeguns. This is how we can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before you know it, it will be thousands. And I look forward to that day that, my dear sister Gaba, you will be a force to reckon with on this street. I appreciate every one of you. Once again, thank you. And I will see you again. So if you are here and you haven't really liked the broadcast, I advise you to. Let me go check. How many do we have now? We have 261. So, see my people. I know they disappoint. That's one thing. And that's one thing about this as well. A lot of people who are going to see this video. So somehow you have helped Celia to cross 100. And I will continue to remind all of you. It's so simple. Just search for Gaba Live And this is going to come up. This is what our page looks like. Celia, you are going to go after this, right? Celia, I want you to try and put one amazing, beautiful picture of yourself at the back of that, your profile picture on your YouTube. Okay, you need a picture. You need to make it look like that of Mayegun. Let me see if I can show you that. So you need your YouTube to not look like just one photo. Okay, you need, I'm gonna. So you need to put up a picture like this. My own is old, very old, but don't worry. So this is what I do, right? You need a picture here, something that shows that, yes, this is Celia, how I want Celia. Anyway, thanks so much, everyone, once again. I am going to see you again. Until then, do not stop listening to Mayegun. Good night to all of you. And you have a wonderful weekend as well.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun Diary, Diary political. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí presidiot bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.